Hello everyone, this is Mr. Larryman, and today I will be casting the first game of the semifinals for the Rise of the Witch King Winter Tournament. This game is in the winner's bracket and will be against the teams Shalom and the the Korean A team. Let us begin.
So fancy.
I'm a little bit sick right now, so my voice might be a little bit airier or like more nasally than normal, but regardless, I think I'm fine. The bigger threat to my casting really is the lack of sleep because I had to get up so early for this. Alright, player vision. Alright, let's see. So, Shalom is starting on the good side this game, and the KRA team is starting on evil this game. For KR, we have Ain't Bad on evil, V-Man, also known, I believe, as Good Bacteria Man, on Aimar, and Zero on Misty Mountains. For the good side, we have Roger, who is subbing in for JMS Slayer on Arfadane, Greed on Elves, Creme Brulee on Cardalin, and Dino Bear on Western Gondor. Looking quickly at the starting ARB positions here, we have Elves ARB, secondary ARB, floating down at Minhiriath to cover Cardalin, and our secondary ARB at Khazad-dûm moving over to Lothlorien. It looks like for good, they're actually tripling Dunlins at the start of the game to maybe secure Oss early. We have Cardalin, Elves, and Western Gondor here, so that means Roger is just upstairs defending from Aimar. Of course, Elves is going to trade out Elven King Halls for this, as well as Amon Laha for Western Gondor, but the Dunlin kill is mostly secured now, with Cardalin just having to finish it off with his 6 ranged heroes. However, EM has come into response, so this kill might be delayed, but the writing is already on the wall. And it will go down at some point. Zero's ARB, I believe that's Misty Mountains, yeah. Zero's ARB, Misty Mountains ARB is actually going down to Endedwife, so we might be seeing a few rotations on Cardalin or Western Gondor later in this game.
That was a very fast Dunlin triple.
Yeah, it does seem like that was coordinated beforehand.
The true Ostrush. With the Yuletide patch.
Alright, it looks like Evilman is now assaulting the Eastern Thoroughbad, but of course Cream is already here to defend, so that push will be stopped in his tracks very quickly. Reed is now actually down at Druaf Yower, trying to strip out these cannons. A bit of an unorthodox rotation, but let's see where this goes. Meanwhile, Dino is now starting to clear on Wayne. It is a little bit delayed because he did go Dunlin first, of course, but he should still be able to do a respectable time for the Wayne clear. I'm not really sure if he'll be able to deny Naz, though. First gases are coming in. We have Khazad-dûm. I believe that was mid-roll first. Lamadon gas. And the rest of the factions, I'm not sure if I missed them or if they were just late. Where is Roger's gas? Okay, it looks like he is gassing Evandim. Aimar Plains is being gassed for Aimar. I'd assume Barrow Downs. Yeah, Barrow Downs for Cardalin. And Scaffa for Misty Mountains. So I'm not actually sure if the Koreans are consistent in hiding their gas. Also, what we just saw there was a very, very close to death Carfane. I think it was a 80 HP Carfane against a mostly full HP Witch King. Although he did have to recall out to prevent an overextension. So already a few pretty close scrapes for the players in this game. As well, we can see here that Dunlin is about to fall. Cream did come back to finish the job. So yes, a very fast Dunlin kill, very well coordinated, although it was delayed a little bit due to EM's response. Nonetheless, Cream should be able to pop Ost early now if he so wishes. V-Man seems to be finishing off Western RotWK, especially since Roger doesn't have Karfang to help him defend, although in this case Karfang wouldn't really be doing much anyways. He is a melee hero after all. Greed has come back up to the Northern Theater, and Zero has started showing his Fire Drake, so this signals to good that it is a Scaffa gas. However, the Shalom team doesn't really play Rise of the Witch King that much, so they might not actually make the correlation here. Roger would definitely be able to see the correlation, but he's also not going to be watching the matchup a lot. So let's see if we have a triple on Scaffa anytime soon. Meanwhile, Ain't Bad is now just sieging around the river crossing for Carlin. Never mind, he rotates out, presumably. Where did he rotate out to? He rotates up to Arphadyne, trying to do a bit of damage. Takes out half of Arphadyne's stashed mass there, so that was a lot of cycles gone to waste. Up at Scaffa, we see Greed trying to strip out a few of the outer cannons for Scaffa. Since Scaffa is upgrading, he's not actually fighting back, so it's a little bit easier for Greed. But, of course, Zero is here to defend anyway, so it's going to be kind of an uphill battle for that, literally. Given that there's a ramp here.
I think EM left a medic at Minhiri 8th.
Possibly. Let's check the medic count. 1, 2... No, 3. EM still has all their medics. Alright, second gases are coming in. Some of them are slightly delayed. It's about 40 seconds delay, but that's a fairly standard delay, all things considered. It looks like Cream is actually going for Dol Guldur as Cardolin, since Dol Guldur has not actually had a lot of pressure this game. Meanwhile, V-Man seems content to kind of just let Cardolin do their work. After all, Cardolin is slightly slow at clearing Dol Guldur. It's a very safe clears, but since Cardolin's heroes are relatively squishy, they have to heal a lot. It looks like a little bit of a lull in the game right now. Most factions are just healing up before their next push. However, EM is starting to siege down Eastern Starbad again, and with Austere so low, Cream cannot effectively respond in time to save the spawn, it seems. Yep, there goes Eastern Starbad. Roger is actually stripping out the Eastern cannons on Karn Doom, gets 2 of them to half HP, but now has to recall back so he can effectively defend North Downs. Interesting development here. Cream is actually not going to buy any events. I don't think anything like Gualfo or Stonework has gone down for him, so he's full funding Greed. Greed uses that money to buy Treebeard. A bit of an off-meta pick, but still very strong nonetheless. Nazgul comes in for Misty Mountains, so now MM has 5 heroes. Now, Greed has scaled up with his own hero, but Nazgul are typically stronger, mostly, depending on which one he got. Let's check. Which one did Zero get? I can't really tell on that hero ball. Let's just check the hero status. Was this hero status not working? What?
Nazgul doesn't show up in hero status anyway.
Oh yeah, that's true, but wait, why is it not showing up anyways?
Okay, we already reported that as a bug a while ago.
Alright, it looks like Cream actually bought Austin a heal despite sending all his money to elves. Maybe they funded him after Greed got a Treebeard, but nonetheless, that's a very early Austin heal, especially with the new Dunlin change. So this gives Good a lot of map control, especially since where is Misty Mountain's second ARB? It looks like... Did Misty Mountains lose their second ARB? Because I don't actually see it anywhere.
Didn't you say it was at Enedwaith?
Yeah, oh wait, no, it's because it got concealed by the purple from the other one. So, if they manage to push out Zero's ARB from Enedwaith, he will not be able to come back, but it is stashed in a pretty safe spot, so that's easier said than done. Third gases have come out, so now Roger has his Guardians of Evendon. He's now gassing Fornos, presumably to unlock Loss Off. Now, Wayne Rider Encampment still has not gone down, but I don't think Ain't Bad has actually gotten his Nazgul yet. No, he has not. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. Up. I say that as he buys his Nazgul. Ice King comes out. With the new buffs, he's acceptable, although a lot of people still don't like him. Looks like Cream is going to continue funding his teammates. Now he's going to fund Western Gondor. Perhaps not the worst play here, since Dino Bear has been mostly uncontested all game. He is also actually maxing Orthanc. Or no, this might be the first upgrade. No, I think it's the second upgrade, because we saw another gas earlier. We got the gas ping down here earlier.
You can tell it's a second gas because there were 3 people there. 3 mass there.
Oh yeah, also true. North Down has gone down for Roger. A fairly standard North Down's kill time, all things considered. Maybe the timing's a little bit off, but in the east we have Greed running off a 0 hero ball. So Greed is successfully defending Mirkwood, but a lot of the outer cannons have been stripped at this point. EM is actively defending his spawns, it seems, but not making a ton of pressure on Cardoland or Western Gondor. It looks like only Eastern Tharbad has fallen for now. Oh no, and Amon Laha because Western Gondor was going up for a triple on Dunland. Airneer has actually started a rally, so Dino Bear is going for a very early rally, not getting a hero first. This is typically a more late game play, especially since not having an extra hero early as Western Gondor really limits your pushing power. And yeah, as we can see, he has started the upgrades on Airneer, so I don't actually think he finished the upgrades on Orphanc even. He's just going all in. Next gases have come out, Eastern Rudauer, Aaron Vorn. Oop. Focus on Celeborn. Greed has to be pretty careful. Celeborn's a relatively squishy hero. Although, to be fair, every Elves hero is squishy except their melees. Roger, again, is just stuck in the 1v1 up north with V-Man. V-Man has not really been rotating a ton this game. Greed is continuing to upgrade Khazad-dûm. And Dino Bear is now working on Druid Viewer. Now, Ain't Bad has a lot of stashed mass. He's also showing his catapults here. So, the Eastern Rudauer gas is going to be telegraphed now that he's using his catapults. However, the Minhiriev push has actually been stalled. Over in the east, we have Franduel trading out for Gorkil the Goblin King. Generally speaking, I would call that a win for Elves. Gorkil is a very strong hero, although in the early game, Elves' pushing power is heavily dependent on Franduel. But we are entering almost minute 20 of the game, so the loss of Franduel should not be as significant as it otherwise would be. So I would call that a pretty good trade for Greed. Ain't Bad is going for Lothlorien, a bit of a probing attack, but he is going to be chased off here by Elves' much larger hero ball. A bit of a small crushing grip there. Only 3 Marines actually went down. Or 2 Marines in the catapult. Looking at the north here, we have, again, Roger just in the 1v1 with V-Man. V-Man's actually opting to go for the kill from the bottom. Roger kind of leaves the spawn for a second and lets the cannon go down, but he is now here to respond. However, V-Man's getting a lot of damage off. This cannon is about half HP, and 2 of these are yellow. We might be seeing a from the bottom Fornos kill, which is quite unusual. Most people will actually go for the Fornos kill from the top. However, he doesn't have a Duna buff. He actually has Dawn Death, so it might be the right move here. Let's see what happens. Dream is signaling to his team something or the other. It looks like Dino Bear is actually coming down for, yeah, Dino Bear is coming up for a Trollshaw's double. But it looks like, actually no, yeah, Ain't Bad has actually noticed this and is coming in to respawn. Good will be able to strip a few cannons before he gets here, but they're going to be forced back by Ain't Bad. So far, to my knowledge, there have actually been no free hero losses. So far, I think there's only been a trade between Greed and Zero, and it was a pretty even trade at that. Cream is now funding Roger, so Cream is just kind of the bank for Good. He's just bought Oz, presumably for the strategic effect, and then is now just full funding his teammates. And Roger might need it, considering that Fornos is kind of vulnerable now. Especially with all of these outer cannons stripped for Roger. But Losov has come down, giving Roger a bit of extra hero power, but it's going to take a little while for Carfane and the Chief to actually walk down, and that will give V-Man enough time to actually take out another 2 cannons. So Fornos is now very, very exposed. Ain't Bad and Zero are now going down for a double on Mirkwood, and I don't think there are any ARBs ready to defend. Roger does have his ARB here, but with Fornos so exposed and V-Man still free, he will not be able to come up and help Greed. So it looks like Mirkwood is going to go down. I don't think Greed's going to lose any heroes here as long as he recalls in time, yeah, as we can see there. And it looks like Mirkwood is finally going to fall. However, Troll Shots is also going down. Ended Wife is quite exposed. Central has not actually gone down yet, but Yower has. Ain't Bad is now coming in for the double on Arphadyne. And with no actual ARBs up in Arphadyne to assist Roger, we might actually be seeing Fornos die here. There's no way Roger will be able to defend both Fornos and prevent the deny on loss-off levels. Greed's second ARB was at Cause of Doom, so... Oh yeah, Greed was actually using one of his ARBs to defend Mirkwood, and I think parked one of his ARBs at Cause of Doom. So that means he did not have his ARB to defend any of his teammates. So we might be seeing Lostoff go down here. Oh, not quite. It looks like Ain't Bad is actually retreating because he lost his mask cover. So that was actually a very low impact double for Evil there. That could have ended up much worse for Roger, but he is going to survive this double to live another day. Right now, his real goal, I would assume, is to try to defend Ice Bay long enough for Lostoff to get his levels. Mirkwood did not actually go down in that double from EM and Misty. Only most of the surrounding cannons. So once the cannons on the spawn itself are taken out, Mirkwood will go down. But again, that's a 25-minute Mirkwood with plenty of focus all game. Zero has been rotating plenty, but he also has been putting a lot of work into Mirkwood. Checking Earner's status, this is the last upgrade, so the Earner's attack speed will be restored soon, as well as the elites will start flooding in for Western Gondor. Ain't Bad again is defending his spawns, not making a lot of progress against the miners for it.
I didn't know Earner had lowered attack speed when he was doing that.
Yeah, so while he's doing the first 3 gases, he attacks 0.12 slower. So you basically like lose 30 or so DPS while you are gassing the initial upgrades. Treebeard goes down. Yeah, Treebeard's size makes it look like he is a lot tankier than he is. And he is a tanky hero, of course, but he doesn't have as much HP as you'd think. A lot of his HP is tied up in his ability, and of course, while he's recalling, you can't exactly use his ability. Ain't Bad actually goes for Barbarian Catapults to defend Eastern Rudar.
It's similar to Celeborn having almost triple the... not triple. Much tankier than Thranduil, even though he's a third of the size. There we go.
Oh yeah, also Thranduil's a very tanky, squishy hero. It looks like Fornos is going to go down here. A pretty early, all things considered, Fornos. Actually, no, it's 26 minutes. It's a fairly standard kill, especially since V-Man has been focusing Roger all game. But still, yeah, with 1,000 HP left, Fornos is going to go down soon. I think Roger is now just hoping that Ice Bay lives another 3 minutes so he doesn't get the levels on Lostoff denied. And I think he's going to get it, but with this ARB from Ain't Bad floating over, maybe not. Wainwriter is just now going down. I didn't actually notice that it was still alive. I thought on the minimap with all the outer cannon stripped, it was already dead. Ain't Bad is now going down for Amon Sul, and Roger cannot afford to leave Fornost, so it's just he's just going to have to let that spawn die. But Misty Mountains has actually come up to deny the loss off levels. He's going to get it, so Roger is going to be left with Demi Hero loss off for the rest of the game. Also,
it's at 100
seeing
HP.
the outer cannons on Amon Sul all stripped, so that was just a double on Roger, and with his teammates out of position to really help him, Cream had a very, very delayed response to EM there. It looks like Roger is going to be very hurting for the rest of this game. Fornost is about to die. Amar can just right-click it with mass from like the top, and that'll be enough. Dynabear has come in with a buy of Rovanian, also known as Gladden nowadays, which is interesting. A fairly standard buy. He could be going Courier as well, but it seems like he's trying to go for the cheaper option for now. Maybe trying to put on some pressure on Scaffa, considering that Zero has been actually rotating a lot with Scaffa upped, and there has not been a lot of punish for that. Greed has been opting to rotate on Evilman instead, which was not the worst strategy, considering that Evilman is almost completely dead with only Eastern Rudar left. But with Highfell's bot, Eastern Rudar is going to still last quite a while now. Looking in the north, it looks like Fornost is finally going to go down. Yep, there it goes. So Roger is now left on very few spawns. Fornost is going to be captured for V-Man as well. I think that was intentional, but not entirely sure. Looking at this upgraded Betrayer of Arnor, you can see that Evilman actually got Fury. Fury actually gives itself to Angmar as well. So it looks like a Eastern Rudar build. Now, considering that the spawn is kind of vulnerable, I don't know if that was the best usage of money, but so far, Good has not really stripped most of the cannons or put a ton of pressure on it. However, Troll Shots is dead, and it's very vulnerable for Good to actually take out. With Fornost dead, and Lossoff dead, and Amon Sul half dead, Roger is in very dire straits here. V-Man seems like he's just going to go down and try and finish off a Numinas before the Sanctuary of Arnor upgrades finish. But Roger still has a very formidable hero ball. He hasn't lost any heroes after all, and even though Chief has no levels, Chief is still a demi hero that provides a 95 damage Alpha Strike. It looks like Good has wisened up to the Scaffa Gas, and Dino Bear is actually just straight up diving to spawn. Let's see if it doesn't look like there was much cannon targeting. I think Marhuini was cannon targeted. Scaffa is now at 50% HP. The last bridge has been destroyed while Cream was up front trying to siege down Eastern Rudar. So we might be seeing Evil Men buy last bridge here to delay any kills on Eastern Rudar. Carfane has gone down for Roger, so that's the first Arpidine hero loss of the game. And Greed is here to double Fornost and try and deny Agandar. Mountain Giants have come out, though this signals to Good that Angmar has been upgrading planes. And it looks like Greed might get a surround here. V-Man goes in for a very greedy dive, but no, Kamul does not actually go down. So, and Celeborn actually goes down because Greed forgot him at Gladden. So that actually went as perfectly for Evil as it could have, even though V-Man got very, very exposed trying to run onto the cliff while Greed was breathing down his back.
That was insane.
Yeah, that was kind of a lack of punish there, but so yeah, V-Man just kind of emerges from that fight much more ahead than he really ought to have emerged. Dynabear now comes in, so it looks like they're trying to deny Agandar, but it's too little too late, and it looks like Fornost is going to go down here. And the strategic position of Fornost is still going to be here unless Good clears out all the cannons, which it looks like they actually are going to clear all the cannons. So they're not going to leave the position for Amar. But this is kind of a lot of mass that they're spending on this spawn and not any other spawn. Because meanwhile, Amon Sul has finally been taken out by Ain't Bad. So Roger is down on 2 spawns now. And missing Carfine.
Are they gonna get a Dom Rudar?
Possibly. I would assume so, given that Eastern Rudar has been being gassed this game. And Good has not actually finished off Eastern Rudar fast enough to really deny anything. Gladden has gone down. I'm not sure if Roomgar has been upgraded in that time. Let's check. Okay, yeah. So Dino Bear has upgraded to Roomgar, so that hero does have levels now. It looks like it's going to be a triple up in Karn-Dûm, but with Zero here to respond for Evil, it looks like Good's progress is going to be significantly stalled. Right now, there isn't a ton of mass on Good compared to Evil. All three Evils are up here after all. Beam is continuing to try and make progress, but he has to really commit to any attack. And meanwhile, Inkbad has smuggled an Arb into the inner spawns of Cardalin and has taken out Aaronborn. I think that was a mistake. Yeah, this kind of happens a lot where I really ought to move that beacon, but it looks like Aaronborn was accidentally bought for Evilman. That kind of sets them back in terms of dominated Rudar quite a bit. Meanwhile, though, Good has doubled Scaffa, but Scaffa actually got spawn repaired, so they can't just dive to spawn. Instead, they're opting to just strip the cannons here. And it looks like, okay, Misty Mountains is going to be able to defend the spawn well enough to delay the push, but in the push, Greed actually left his, or I think Greed was moving his special transport down into Khazad-dûm and let it get intercepted by Angmar. But Misty Mountains has also lost one of their own ARBs, which was very, very fortunate for Good there. It kind of makes up for the loss of Greed's ARB. Courier comes down for Western Gondor, so it looks like Western Gondor is going to transition into kind of the carry faction for Good here. Austin Adheel is going to go down very soon, or looks like not quite yet. The concave of these cannons is just a little bit too much for the evil heroes to handle. Looks like Inkbad's going to take a little bit of time to clear the cannons first before he finishes off the spawn. And now with Greed almost permanently guarding Anuminas at this point, V-Man cannot just solo push down Anuminas. He's going to have to get some help. But again, Evil's just kind of scaling up for free. Now, Karn-Dûm is half dead, so if it comes down to it, Good can deny a bit of gas there. But Glorfinael has actually gone down, and will Greed's second ARB go down? No, it won't, but the mass from V-Man focuses down Chief of the Lost-Off. With no levels and no armor scaling, he falls super easily to just that mass damage. I think maybe one ranged hero might have been there as well. So that was a pretty devastating loss for Roger, especially since his resources right now are very, very constrained. He does not have a lot of potential to scale, with a lot of his spawns dead. Now, Gandalf is still available, of course, as well as Hobbits, but I don't think Hobbits are the play here, especially when you're up against opponents with such good micro. And I don't know if Gandalf might be better somewhere else, or if money could be spent better somewhere else.
Or if they have the money.
Or if they even have the money, that is true. Lothlorien has actually not died yet. That's kind of a consideration. And Roger has intercepted one of EM's ARBs as they're trying to rotate up. With all of these ARB snipes this game, that will be huge for Good, preventing any real threats from Evil. And it looks like Roger's just going to go in for the spawn, despite V-Man being here, because V-Man was kind of stuck on the other side of that cliff, and he gets about 1/7 or so, 1/6 of the HP on Karn-Dûm. Green Boulet is now going in for a attack on Highfells, and oh, I feel like the Highfells mass is actually bugged. You should not be getting hill trolls if East Rudar is still alive. I should probably write that down. Yeah. Give me 1 second. I'm going to write that bug down in my log.
Oh, okay.
Highfell still spawns mass if the main spawns are alive. I'll get that. Alright, back to the game. I just missed half of a pretty big battle on Anuminas. It's V-Man pushing against Greed and Roger. Roger actually drops down Mar Ekataron to try and really stall this push and make sure that he lives a bit longer, stalling V-Man a bit longer. But that kind of presupposes that the two miners can push down the rest of Evil fast enough to bail them out in time. But with Ain't Bad so strong, with so many heroes and respectable mass, that's going to be very difficult. Cream is trying to push against Highfells, but the density plus the catapults here makes it a very tough push. And this mass is also enough to kind of just discourage Cream's heroes as well. Palando has actually come out for Misty Mountains. I don't think Alatar's out yet. No, Alatar has not been bought yet. Dynabear is going in for a dive on the spawn, but he is forced to retreat, having been focused on Kuranir. Now, Kuranir has run away, as well as Hualder. Hualder running away with 27 HP, while Kuranir is on 361. That was a very, very close play for Ain't Bad. He almost loses his main hero for most of his viables there. If Rudar is not dominated soon, it looks like Highfells is going to fall. Roger is now sending all of his money to Western Gondor. So it looks like Roger has delegated himself into a support role.
Well, he was funded for the keep.
Yeah, presumably funded. I don't think he would have been able to get that money. And Ain't Bad is actually starting to upgrade Aaron Vorn.
It was when you were writing notes down.
Yeah.
It's in the chat.
Yeah, this mistaken buy is going to kind of, not really, but kind of work out for Evilman, as he now has an extra spawn to gas, having run out of gas.
It's too bad Drury Thiar is dead, because then he'd be getting 3 more Huntsmen.
Yeah.
Pretty decent.
500 HP left on Eastern Rudar. There's no way this doesn't die next push. Highfells is also very exposed. Now, if Evilmen can buy Dominate Rudar, they can stay in the game for quite a while, and I feel like that was the play before he accidentally bought Aaron Vorn. Oh wait, why did I do that? I don't actually have money. I think I accidentally just interfered. I just saw the 50 minerals and I clicked out muscle memory. Alright, anyways, V-Man and Zero are going in for a final push of Illuminos. This is a lot of mass and a lot of heroes concentrated from Evil. Now, Greed is here to defend, and Greed actually has a lot of spawns in mass to defend the Swift. But this is 2 factions. And where is Evil Men while he's here? Evil Men is actually defending Eastern Rudar from the front, leaving Highfells quite exposed for good to attack. Highfells now on 600 HP, Eastern Rudar on 100 HP. Evil Men's last spawns are hanging on by a thread. Argaleb gets traded out for Golfin Bull, but Good has lost most of their mass cover now, so they're not going to be able to as easily defend now. Greed is recalling in what reinforcements he can, but Misty Mountain's hero mass advantage is just way too strong. And it looks like at least Marek Hatyaran is going to go down here. Karsh actually putting in a bit of work here, giving Aymar quite a lot of damage. And with the loss of this last cannon here, with Misty Mountain zoning, Marek Hatyaran is going to go down. Roger actually got Restore and Numinas for those extra 2 or 3 cannons on Spawn and Marek Hatyaran. And it looks like... Oh no, Roger hold positioning his ARB actually loses that ARB. So Roger, I think, is only on 1 ARB now. Yeah, he has 1 ARB at Evandim. The hold position actually backfiring on Roger there. Although I'm not even sure if it would have lived if it wasn't a hold position. It might have just died anyways.
It's a neat ping for the ARB ping.
Okay, so for Eastern Rudar, Evil has actually spent the money on a spawn repair for Eastern Rudar. That might have been overall the right play, but that also makes Dominated Rudar, again, even farther for Evil. Now, Dino Bear actually, with his Hero Ball, should be able to contest, because he has, what, 5 heroes, I think, against Ain't Bad's 5. Now, Ain't Bad's are a little bit stronger overall, so he still probably doesn't want to take the Zero fight, but when Ain't Bad kind of exposes himself, Western Gondor should be able to pick off a hero or 2. given that Ain't Bad's heroes are a lot fatter than Western Gondor's. Again, Misty Mountain and V-Man are going in for the kill on Annuminas. Malvagil down to 50% HP is going to be very risky for Roger to keep sending Malvagil into battle. It looks like Greed is actually losing his medics there to unintentional focus, I think. That might have just been mass focus. And it looks like Arrows does go down for Great Goblin. So for those 2 medics, Misty Mountains does lose Great Goblin for it. And Erniel actually goes down. That was across the map there, not really related to this. I think Evilman took down Erniel. So that's not a lot of direct DPS loss for Gondor, but it is a pretty hefty buff to his mass that he just lost there. And if he loses Ernir, his elites are going to be significantly impacted. Karsh is actually going to go down. Karsh always dies, of course, so it's not that big of a deal. But it looks like these 2 6.5 range heroes are going to be able to poke down Annuminas, and Roger's heroes are just too squishy, as well as Greed's to really contest. Cream was actually here to try to help, but it was just too little too late. Meanwhile, Highfels is still alive, Eastern Rudar is still alive, and I think Good has forgotten about Erenborn. Ain't Bad is now able to start pushing down the core spawns of Western Gondor. So the mistaken Erenborn vibe might actually kind of work out in Evilman's favor in this case, kind of ironically. Zero is now going up to finish off Roger's last spawn, Evendim. So after this, Roger will have a finite amount of Guardians to work with.
I mean, he has like 5 right now, so...
Yeah. Amar is also coming up, so this should be a 1 push of the spawn, because the cannons are not super dense around here, especially if you strip the outer ones independently first. Western Gondor is actually going to go up and try and take out Ugalai. Now, Ugalai is being gassed by Zero, so this might not be the worst play here, but there is a lot of distance to cover and a lot of cannons to clear out. But these cannons are also very, very spread out. They're not very dense. So this is also going to be a very efficient way to get money without losing a lot of mass. But Ain't Bad is responding and attacking Left Nui now. Evil is actually funding Misty Mountains a little bit, and also Evilman, so it looks like Amar has gotten all of the upgrades or buyables that he wants. Meanwhile, Left Nui is going to be 1 pushed here. There's no way it does not die. And I'm a bit confused. I know, it's because Highfells actually did go down, so Cream has finally finished off Highfells. That's a significant amount of mass that Ain't is not going to get anymore, especially since right now I think it's bugged. Amar is consolidating near the abandoned wrecks of Lossoff to probably finish off Hills and Evendim in a 1 push. Osir actually goes down. I think he was trying to dive down Eastern Rudar a little bit.
Yeah, Shalom seems to really enjoy diving.
Yeah, Minaglar also went down. That was just a crossfire between 6 heroes and also cannons, so a little bit of a misguided focus there. That leaves Cream significantly weaker and unable to really have much of an effect the rest of this game. But he still has Huntmaster, so there's hope is still yet there. And now Misty Mountain has bought LoTR, so that's another hero for their hero ball. Dino Bear is actually coming in from the east, and he might be able to actually dive down this spawn in time, yeah. And let's see if any heroes are lost in the recall day or not. No heroes are left behind either, so that is a very, very strong kill by Western Gondor. He manages to dive down the Eastern Rudar spawn. But Ain't Bad has actually recovered some steam by buying Rudar immediately.
That seems kind of delayed.
It was a bit delayed, probably because of Erenborn. That is true. But these are some very dense cannons here, so let's see how much work Good is able to get in trying to clear out the spawn. Evil has been kind of dominating this game. Good hasn't really been focusing the things they need to focus earlier on. Good also has not noticed Erenborn, although Evilman is not really getting a ton of value out of Erenborn, considering that DM is just F2ing their mass through the Eucanism and Hiriaf. Dynabear finally taking out Central Camp as well.
They don't even need to like instantly recall every time. They just like let it build up for a couple rounds, then recalled would be more useful.
Plaza Doom is actually getting a lot of focus now from the west. Tharbad is going down. And now Cream is left on only Lon Dyer and Barrow Downs. It looks like Good is now going to full fund Western Gondor and depend on Western Gondor to carry them. But with the removal of the Gandalf Daisy chain for Western Gondor, I don't think there's a lot of extra heroes that Western Gondor can buy anymore. Ernil already died. I think he can get Eagle's Eyrie if it comes down to it for some reason, or he can get Mardil. Framsburg is not an option because Gladden died a while ago.
Is Radagast out?
Radagast is not out, but I don't think he can buy Radagast.
Kuranir?
Kuranir is already out.
Yeah,
Alright, yeah, it looks like he's going for Mardil here. Probably the right play here. And Gwaihir is always an option, but it's probably not really that feasible. Gwaihir is just not really competitively viable.
I thought Kuranir could buy Radagast.
I don't think so. And Khazad-dûm is being sieged down from the east. Does Greed actually have any more heroes? I thought he still had at least Durin or something. Oh yeah, he does. Durin and Galadriel. But they're busy up top trying to defend from Amar. Jinder Dondef actually goes down to arrows there, so nice pickup for Good. It looks like they're going to completely repel this evil push very soon. But Khazad-dûm is almost completely stripped, so they had to give up a lot of Khazad-dûm for it. Barrow Downs goes down. And it looks like Cardalin is now only on Lon Dyer. Ugalai actually gets finished off by Dino Bear there, so he's actually making some pretty considerable progress. Dino Bear is definitely going to have to be Good's carry late game. But with 3 factions on Evil still alive, as opposed to Good's really just 1, I guess maybe 2 if you count Khazad-dûm. And Galadriel goes down as well. So that leaves Elves almost faction dead. Roger soon to be faction dead, although he still has heroes. And Cream basically faction dead. This is going to be a 1v3 very soon, especially since Ain't Bad can continue scaling with Rudar. And his enforcers are also going to come out very, very soon.
We stand as one. This card piece is protected.
Yep, Khazad-dûm has fallen now. That's 2,500 in the bank for Evil, as well as the majority of Greed's mass gone. These Dwarven Lords are going to be in short supply now. They're a limited resource. Dino Bear, however, is making a lot of uncontested progress in the east. Evil has not been very good about responding quickly to its attacks, especially since they leave their arms in a very safe location, but also very far. It makes their rollouts about like 10 seconds slower, which lets Dino Bear get in like 2 or 3 extra cannon kills. Giant Training has actually come out, by the way, for Evil. You can see by the updated texture on the Mountain Giants. It looks like Evandem is going to finally fall here. B-Man just resorting to diving with mass, which he can afford right now. He has such a large mass advantage after all.
He needs to recall out of there.
Yeah.
He stayed too long.
Yeah, but now Zero is here to camp Ace Ruin, making Dino Bear's attacks much more difficult. And Ain't Bad is also pushing Dino Bear every other time he moves out, so he's stuck in a pretty sticky situation here. It might actually devolve into a turtle corner for Good here. Roger has run over to the bottom here. And Oathbreakers is still available by. Sufberg is actually available by. Dunharrow is also available by. So there are a lot of turtley spawns that Good can get here. So they might be just migrating down very soon. And it looks like Good finally actually noticed that Erenborn is still alive.
Only took him 50 minutes.
Dino Bear's arm, no! Oh wait, no, it doesn't actually die. Dang, it looks like the acceleration on Misty Mountain's air heroes saved the ARB there. They didn't actually get it off enough attacks to finish off the ARB. Roger, it looks like it's just stripping out some cannons, but using his very, very limited mass. He just lost a Guardian there. I'm not sure what Roger's trying to do. It looks like he's trying to go up and poke at Rudar. Lon Dyer is going to go down next. And oh, Captain of the Guard actually has not been bought yet. I actually forgot about that. And he has actually buffed him up a little bit. He has an extra 45 HP or so from the Guards of the Fountain Court upgrades. Greed is signaling a PP break, so let's give him some time to do that.
I don't know if Gondor can carry the rest of this.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 1v3. Almost all of the only evil faction that's kind of dead is Evil Min, but he has still so much gas in Rudar and Aaron Bourne that he's still actually pretty much alive. It's a very tough situation for Good right now. Unless Dino can force a decisive hero battle for Good, I don't really see how Good wins this. But the Koreans have also been kind of sloppy in defending their core spawns, so we might see Ace Ruin and maybe Et and Mors go down soon. So that will be Evil's mass scaling mostly done, and then Good needs to somehow manage to snipe a bunch of their spawns. That's easier said than done, though. Especially with, I think that's Misty Mountains preparing to lay siege to Lothlorien. Let's see what Kim 40 thinks. Now I'm pretty sure only Kim 40 can see this. The players cannot see this chat because of Alliance shenanigans.
Because otherwise, Good would be very demoralized. It's like,
oh, yeah.
Don't talk like that.
Is Kim 40 even here? Should be. I wish I could speak Korean. They're probably doing some very strong strategizing. I think this is the Korean team is the only team that actually strategizes during the pauses. Like,
well, I thought Shalom had a VC.
Oh yeah, Shalom might be strategizing as well. So far in the tournament, there hasn't been a ton of strategy in the pauses.
What do you mean? We had tons of strategy in our pause.
Oh. Wait a second.
Yeah.
We did.
Yes. Yesterday we did.
Was it just
we did
you
a lot
saying
of strategizing.
kill, like click them harder?
Yeah, that was our strategy. Yes.
Okay.
No,
I mean, that's like a meta strat right there. Meta strat. But yeah, it looks like they're going off on their coordination. They're putting out a lot of text here. This is a long PP break. Where's Greed?
How's the game going hero-wise? What happened? I just came in.
Evil has lost like 4 or 5 heroes total. Cardolin has lost
Orko,
2.
Great Goblin. A Nazgul died.
So Great Goblin and Nazgul.
Yeah, Great Goblin and Nazgul. Karsh, but I don't know. I don't think Karsh counts really.
Yeah, but
Karstein was GG, honestly.
Yeah, that was GG, but I don't really know why Evil's still in this.
And Good, how many heroes did he lost?
Yeah, so for Good, 2 lost on Cardolin, I think 3 on Arphidane. Elves lost 5.
I think Good can read your...
Western Gondor lost Ernil, and that's it. So Western Gondor is still going strong, but I think Evil Min lost 1 or 2, and yeah.
Larry, I think Good could read your ally chat.
Oh wait.
I'll write it down in the bug report.
Yeah, put that in the thread, please. I'm gonna forget.
Bug report?
Alright,
Yeah, we need-
Gondire is about to fall. Misty Mountains is on the way to kill Lothlorien, and Creme Brulee is slowly chipping down the spawn with Huntmaster. Now, Huntmaster is very high level, so he can actually 1v1 these cannons very efficiently. But that's one hero against a lot of cannons. And Evilman right next to him.
Gondor has both arbs, I believe.
Yeah, Gondor at the very least still has both arbs. Is that pink arb? It's because both
Yeah,
are
because
overlaid.
one escaped with like 200 HP because of flying drift.
Yeah. Looks like Artagor might be coming up for Ain't Bad now. Yep, there he goes. Dar, she blows. Rudar Enforcers are also coming out for Evilman. That's a pretty strong elite. But Mardil has arrived, so this is Dino Bear's time to carry. Let's see what he can actually do with Mardil here.
It's also a huge army of elites. It's actually insane.
Yeah. The Huorns of the Old Forest have been provoked, getting in a little bit of free damage on the Carlin here cannons. I'm not really sure if Cream activated that or if it was Ain't Bad who did it. V-Man has come down to attack Western Gondor. Dino Bear's special transport barely escaping in time, but it looks like Eric is going to fall. There's no way it does not die here. Reed also coming in to try and... Oh no! Western Gondor's northern transport goes down. Trades for a East Evilman special transport, but that's probably not enough. Adrahill getting very low in response to... I'm not actually sure what Dino was trying to focus there. And Mardil might be going down. If Mardil dies here... No, okay. Adrahill and Mardil very, very low. But
Oh my gosh.
Misty Mountains is forced to actually recall, so Dino Bear might still be in this, but he's wasting his mass cover attacking cannons here, which is not the right move.
Yeah, no, I think Good's definitely lost at this point. They just don't have... If they're just
If Dino
trading
Bear can
spawns at
force
this
a
point, they just lose.
no, never mind. There goes Adrahill, there goes Mardil. Oh, Adrahill is alive, but Mardil's dead. That's like
Adrahill will
GG.
just
That was
Giga
Good's last
Chad.
hope, and Mardil just...
But Eric is
Yeah.
dead.
Dino Bear should have retreated faster from that, but
Oh, Manheriath by.
he was in there for...
I didn't notice that.
He was trying to get a last hurrah, trying to get a decisive battle up there. He lost his ARP, so he would not be able to return back. And yeah, Shalom
that's
Team
GG.
calls a GG. They tap out. GG.
Yeah, this was
Alright,
One,
close for a lot of the early game, I think, but
yeah. Alright, so game one of the bracket semifinals goes to the KRA team. Now let's swap sides and see where Shalom Evil leads us. This is the second game of the series between the Shalom team and the KRA team. This is... we are coming into this after a KR win on Evil for the first game of the series. Yeah, so KR is now up 1-0. So, KR is now playing good, and Shalom is now playing Evil. On the good side, we have Ain't Bad on Arphadyne, Tolkien, also known as Vezi, on Cardalin, V-Man, also known as Good Bacteria Man, on Elves, and Zero, I think also known as ADF, actually, on Western Gondor. On Evil, we have Greed on Evilman, Cream Brulee on Aimbar, and Rogash, Dino Bear on Misty Mountains. And it looks like this is a very lightning-fast triple on Western Rudar. It definitely seems like Shalom has coordinated this. But 3 of the Korean members have actually come back over to Western Rudar in time to defend the triple, so this is an explosive start to the game. We have Ost here, slightly exposed. Morganmere being chased down by Good, and it looks like Morganmere is going to escape from that without dying. But Good has just diffused that triple utterly and completely. Western Rudar should have fallen there. But V-Man and Vezi have actually come over in time to defend the triple and prevent Evil from getting that spawn. That was a very fast and very efficient response by Good.
How dare they copy our strats?
Also, he will just lost all his starting mass, so
Yeah.
they will need to recall a little.
Looks like Shalom is going to respond, try and keep up the momentum by going down. And it looks like, yes, this is what they want to do because Korea has not actually moved any of their ARBs over to Lothlorien, let alone Western Gondor. But instead, Korea is actually tripling down Troll Shaws of all spawns.
I think
And they're going to one push to spawn, of course. But Left Nui is now being pressured by two factions here. But Zero is here to respond, and he's doing a pretty good job of slowing down the advance. Left Nui is going to probably fall at some point, but Zero is going to give them a heck of a fight for it. Meanwhile, Troll Shaws is going down. Ossier and Vezi and V-Man are actually doubling down the spawn. They might be going up on Eastern Rudar as well. Ain't Bad is now back up at the north, discouraging any Cream Brulee attacks against him. Now, Cream has actually recalled his Dol Guldur ARB. Yeah, so Cream seems to be... Oh, no, he has not recalled it. He just moved it down to Wayne Rider encampment. I'm mistaken. Zero is very, very effectively actually discouraging Evil attacks on Left Nui. Evil has not actually stripped any of the inner cannons yet, and now he's trying to poke Smog and Gorkill with the Lord of Pain of Galen's very long-range air attack.
Oh, there's a recaller. Someone recalled him. Elf recall south.
Oh my god, wait. I think they upgraded Eastern Rudar.
Did they?
Did they?
I'm not
No,
sure.
they
We should
upgraded
watch. We have 5
Druid
seconds left, so let's check these spawn waves. Witch King is
was
quite
gonna-
low, but as well as Malvagil. I don't think Western Rudar got upgraded. It looks like
Okay. Ooh,
It was Drew.
Drew. Yeah,
See, Drew is 5.
Yeah.
the pings are so hard to see.
Let's see if Korea has actually learned the Yower snipe from Kex. Since Kex is basically honorary KR there, so wait, Kex, are you in the call? He isn't. But Kex is basically honorary KR, so he may well have spread the strategy to KR before this battle.
Kex was in the chat. He said that they said his name. So I guess they were talking about his strat, maybe.
Yeah.
Guess we'll have to find out.
Our Khazad-dûm is being upgraded for V-Man, it looks like.
Yep.
I'm
Relatively
just getting to
late gas.
Druid
It looks
for
like he
free.
forgot to gas at the start.
It looks like Cardinal needs to push hard.
Now the game has entered a bit of a lull. Ain't Bad has actually moved the secondary ARB down over to Western Gondor. But there are no ARBs up at Arthedain, so if Evil doubles, there will only be Cardinal to really defend him. But instead, Dynabear is opting to go for Cardinal. And... Oh, Elves! Elves is making kind of a selfish play by moving one of his ARBs to Mirkwood and the other one at Khazad-dûm, not actually covering his allies. That leaves Cardinal and Western Gondor and Arthedain very, very vulnerable to Misty Mountain doubles, and V-Man can't really do much to prevent it. A bit of a miscalculation there, as Dynabear is now able to deal a ton of damage, but he's also diving into cannons pretty hard, trying to get that snipe on Minaglar, which is probably not going to happen. But Minhirief is definitely going to go down here, and Tolkien almost losing his ARB there, but he has good reflexes, manages to recall the ARB before it goes down. Smog is quite
really
low,
low.
so if Warcry went down there, that might have been Smog dead, because 3 hero auto attacks against 300 HP Smog would have spelled doom for him. I'm not really sure if Warcry was off CD or if he just didn't think to do it, or wasn't off CD. Ain't Bad is actually down at Wayne Rider, speed clearing it with Zero. Not the worst play here, considering that Amar is a little bit out of position to really prevent it. Western Gondor has actually recalled for some reason. I'm not really sure to where. Where is Western Gondor?
This is just such a high quality game, honestly. Wow.
Yeah, look at these rotates. Where did... Oh, he recalled down to the bottom of aim on Laha. It looks like Greed is just going to camp Wayne Rider for a minute and a half, kind of wasting a lot of the early game momentum, but he is going to guarantee the cheaper Nazgul.
Yeah, it really looks
Nobody
like
actually buys
regretting
Nazgul
that
at
left push.
$700. It's just like unfeasibly expensive.
It is kind of annoying.
Yeah,
there they
Dynabear
go.
and Greed are here now. Greed coming
Look at that
down.
immediate ping from Korea.
Let's see.
Immediately
Let's see
see
if
it.
ADF trades out left Nui for Wayne Rider or defends left Nui. It looks like he's going to defend left Nui, and yeah, but with no actual elf arb defending. Oh, okay, so elves has actually finally moved his arb over to Cardolin, but it's still a little bit out of position to actually defend Arfadang. Left Nui has gone down, so now Cream Brulee. So now Dino Bear has recalled and Cream Brulee is coming down to Minhiriaf instead. So we're seeing some hyper rotational play from Evil here. Meanwhile, ain't bad. Okay, so Warcry was maybe off CD, I'm not sure, but he just uses Warcry to speed up this clear a little bit and give his heroes a little bit of extra.
He's
HP
taking a lot
back.
of damage on his. He needs to back up and just kill it.
Yeah, but
Then he
as you can see,
deserves-
the back two cannons are quite low, so if he wants free money, he can do that. And Wayne Rider encampment is being sieged down here. I don't think Nazgul has come out yet for Greed, so... Oh, no, Greed has gotten Nazgul. It's a Dunabeth.
Yeah, he got Nas.
Yeah, he got Nazgul. Minhiraf goes down from a rotation from Amar. Korea is not really punishing the Amar rotates that much. I don't know if they actually know the technique for the speed clear on Karn Doom or the speed clear on Mount Graham.
I think they're just
Evil's doing
ignoring
some
it.
very strong doubles.
Oh no, so okay, so Arfadang was actually pushing with Cardolin, I think, there, to take out Eastern Rudar, yeah. So that was what he was doing instead of punishing Karn Doom or Mount Graham. Greed is down here, trying to deal some damage near Erenborn and Londire. We have Vezi's Arb moving back over to the Buzzword Doom area, and Zero has finally finished off Wayne Rider encampment. Scaffa is actually quite low. V-Man has been opting to take out Scaffa instead of responding to the Misty Mountains rotates directly. If Western Gondor comes up to help, that would be a very easy 2,500. But granted, Dino Bear is still defending, so that might not be as guaranteed as it could be.
Is it 0 hero deaths and 0 ARB deaths? Or is it just 1 hero death?
I think so far, yeah. Nothing has gone down. There have been a few close calls.
Wow, crazy. Very impressive.
Which hero died again?
I don't
feel
think
like I
any
did see
have
an
so
alert.
far.
But I'm not sure.
Not yet.
No
There
hero
have been a
deaths.
few close calls, but not actually any deaths.
Hiding Drew Mass.
Yeah, hiding
it's
Drew
just a
Mass. It
classic-
looks like,
classic play.
I think maybe Gem Slayer taught Greed that strat. And Ain't Bad going for the safe but slow clear on Karn Doom. Just attacking the Western cannons, but there is no response here, so he's going to get them for free because Cream Brulee is actually rushing down Pinnock Galen while Ain't Bad is
Is he
doing that.
up
And Ain't Bad
Karn?
actually falls back a little bit for some reason. It looks like he was pulling back his whole hero ball to pull back Carfane. A little bit inefficient there. And Greed and Dino Bear
Oh,
going
wow.
in for the Orphanc drop.
That's
Ain't
gonna
Bad
deny
not
Gurney.
there to respond to it, and it looks like will the Arb go down? No.
Oh, that's such a deep dive.
And
oh my
Smog
God.
goes down
Oh,
for
Smog.
that
No.
Greed.
Yeah,
I think
Smog
that's the
goes
first hero lost this game. Smog flies
First
through
blood.
a concave of like 9 cannons and gets obliterated.
That
Good
was so
reactions
greedy.
from
Oh,
ADF
and
there.
That's such
Greed
a
almost
what?
loses Moot Lord. Almost.
They
They
just
are
oh my
diving
gosh.
here so hard. It's ridiculous.
Yes, that was a bit of a misguided dive. There was a lot of cannons there. I think they were just hoping that he wouldn't get focused, but Smog did end up being picked
It's
off.
like when Smaug almost died earlier when they were chasing down Austere, even though Austere's only at half HP. It was a terrible dive. They're a little too reckless.
If they
Yeah,
had
a
got the
little bit.
ARB, I think it's worth it still, but just rough not getting
Yeah,
the ARB.
I don't think the Arb lost more than like a little bit more than like half its HP.
Yeah, you're right, but it wasn't.
That
really
wasn't very
close.
close. I don't know why they really dived that. The
wonder,
medic is a
is
little bit
Ingmar-
exposed here, but Ain't Bad does not go for it.
Is Ingmar upgrading planes? So that's the only way I can really understand him. Yeah, he is. Okay, that's why he's not
That's
defending
not a lot of
planes.
mass. I think he was upgrading something else before planes.
Hmm.
Maybe.
No,
Not entirely sure.
he started with planes.
You started
This
with
is
Pains?
first gas.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of the non-NA, non-core NA people tend to go AMR first instead of Karn Doom. I should probably rename it to Plains so that it's like more clear.
Yeah, every time I'm like,
Alright, Chieftain of Dunlin kind of almost goes down there, but Hualder picks
Oh,
up
oh,
Huntmaster
was
for his
good.
trouble.
wow. I don't know how that happened.
Alright,
That
so
was-
one
think they just
hero
got
lost
greedy.
for each side now. Huntmaster goes down. That's a lot of Cardo's hero kill potential kind of gone.
That was a missed
Thanks,
target.
Mike.
Moodler
Yeah.
could have died there.
I think this is like the this is like what Korean people say when they like it's kind of like a z, like ZZZ, but it's like I think that's like the Korean equivalent of Z, or like an alternative to ZZZ that they like to say. I'm not really sure, but I tend to see that when the Koreans like lose a hero. Gogordor actually goes down, and they're actually full clearing
they're
it for the
full
money
clearing
here.
the
Wasting a
turrets.
little bit of mass, but since
They
Good
love
is
to do
kind
this.
of ahead, the extra money will be really useful.
Are they gonna?
Even has bought
they
Haldir
have
as well, so
Haldir.
Amon Link would not be the worst play here.
They really love to just do the full clear on turrets. You can see like Evil and like the NA players just totally take the most efficient route, but they full cleared Wade and full cleared Dull.
Yeah.
Well, that's,
Oh my
and I
God.
think the reason for that is because a lot of evil players will just hide their R behind the.
Yeah,
like,
that might
10,
be it.
20
And they might
cannons that
also
were
want
still
money,
there.
so
And it is a lot of money,
yeah, that's true.
especially late game when you just like money just becomes a big commodity, and you're down to just a few spawns to get money from.
But it does waste a bit of mass cover that they could be using CG and other stuff. But they've been pretty efficient about this game, so it shouldn't matter that much. Okay, it looks like they might be going for Turtle Dunland here with yeah,
Oh,
Turtle
Turtle
Dunland.
Dunland.
That's interesting. That's an interesting play there.
I'm curious about that over like heroes like Radgar or Sharku, honestly. Or,
Yeah, because
you know, Blue
Manieraf
Wizard.
is open. He could get Artagor or just
And
Aldatar even.
he. I feel like they need a big hero ball. In this
Oh,
situation.
Wargamir almost going down. One cannon shot away from
Whoa.
death. I think that was a bit of a misclick, accidentally moving forward up into the spawn. Yeah, the concave of these cannons here is still pretty scary for melee heroes. You still have to be careful even if the outer cannons on Londire are stripped.
This is a really good game. Wow, it's really impressive.
Cream's outer cannons have been stripped on Karn now, so Ain't Bad should be able to kill it sometimes. Oh yeah, we do. This is one upgrader too.
Yeah,
I think
it
that
is
was
one
one
upgrade,
upgrade on
okay.
Karn, so he has actually upgraded Karn once, and it looks like he swapped the gas for some reason or another. Maybe because he was starting to rotate more. Aaron Vorn finally goes down. He does not accidentally buy Huntsman. I really need to move that beacon down.
It's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh, Morgan dead.
Morgamir goes down.
Morgamir's
Okay,
fallen.
looks like that he was still low from the cannons earlier, perhaps.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
Is
also
he
got
open
out.
great for evil?
Oh,
honestly.
E-Man
Call
actually
an expo.
goes for conceal. He's been
Woodland.
upgrading Kaza Doom for now, so this is a little bit late to be starting the Mirkwood build. E-Man also comes up with Ain't Bad to take out the the spawn of Karn Doom in a double. Very effective by Good, and it looks like it will go down indeed. Gladden also goes down for ADF.
Misty responds. But, yeah.
Ain't Bad is now funding Elves all of his money. It looks like they're going to depend on a Elves carry here. V-Man, very strong, a very strong player, so perhaps not the worst idea. We can see this that Fornos is on 6 gas, so Lords are also going to start coming out now.
Well, they're gonna full clear that to push in FMRs now.
Yep, Galadriel buys Radagast, so Good is starting to scale pretty heavily. And Greed and Cream Brulee and Dino Bear are going in for a death push on Lamadon. Look at all of this Drew Wife Yower mass. That's a huge amount of DPS and HP that Evil's going to have. And oh,
Hey Larry, I think
Ain't Bad
I
actually
think
moved.
you might want to turn down the
yeah.
quality.
Ain't Bad actually moved away his ARB from Western Gondor, so this is probably just a faction wipe for Western Gondor with nobody there to actually respond. Look at all of this mass. It's just going to definitely one push Eric for sure, and possibly even Lamadon if they use this mass efficiently. But Good is also rampaging in the north of Evil. Ugulai is going to be traded out at the very least. A lot of Karndoom's outer cannons are going to be traded out as well. Eric goes down. Ed Helland is going to go down very soon as well. And it looks like, yeah, there's going to be a one push to finish off Lamadon, I believe. And that will leave 0 on only Amon Laha for the rest of this game. But in the meantime, they might be taking out Mount Gundabad for their troubles, so this is not going to be a free triple for Evil.
Yep.
Amar actually recalls back to defend, and it looks like Evil will be able to finish off Lamadon with only these two heroes. The Druid Viewer mass that has been just saving up the entire game, going to a pretty good cause here. And it looks like they are going to finally finish off the spawn in one push.
Nope.
Oh, okay, Ain't Bad has responded, but Lamadon is also completely stripped, so it's only a matter of time. They have like 1 or 2 more cycles before Evil comes back and finishes off Lamadon. And then what? 0 will be left on only Amon Laha, which can be very easily taken out if Evil so wishes. And yeah. Rockfall has come down on the west. So some of the money that Evil just got pushing down Lamadon had to be diverted over to Rockfall. Vezzy is poking at Edmore, just kind of trying to distract Evil. And Ain't Bad actually signals for ADF to actually buy Emmanuel. Kind of a good choice, to be honest, given that a lot of the cannons covering it from the west are still here, and Evil will not be able to get an ARB through here. Greed looks like he's trying to go for Artigor, but Artigor has not come out yet. Looks like Greed's still short a little bit of money. Never mind. Artigor does come out. And Losov has not actually been maxed yet. Losov is still a demi-hero. I don't know where Ain't Bad's gas is actually going. Has Ain't Bad been gassing this game? After Frost got maxed? Ooh, I feel like Ain't Bad actually forgot to gas. That's a little bit of a problem, because getting levels on Losov would be very useful for him.
He might have just like clicked his control group for Fornost and clicked Q without noticing.
Yeah, possibly. Marshall is going to go down, so it looks like Greed is trying to go for Western Gondor's second to last spawn, leaving Lamadon for later. Vezzy is trying to deal with the Dunlin Turtle cannons, but it's going to be kind of a lot of work to really neutralize those. And ADF is here to respond. Adrahil did get gooped there, so Greed has a lot of heroes, and he has to be very careful when trying to engage Greed, because Greed's DPS is a bit stronger than his. Minhirias goes down though very quickly. That was just buying Artigor basically.
Artigor, but with extra steps.
And Dino Bear is now working on Mirkwood, and V-Man again goes for the full clear on these cannons. Now, I myself have lost ARBs floating them across these cannons a few times because I've just forgotten they were there, so it might be a pretty decent quality of life thing to clear those cannons, but again, like, can Good really afford that time? Like, he traded a bunch of irrelevant cannons for like a bunch of cannons on Mirkwood, which he is gassing. Amon Lahadas goes down, so ADF is left on 1 spawn left, but it's still alive. Lamadon is still alive, and Evil will have to take a pretty long detour to actually take it out. Vezzy almost loses Austere there. Might pick up Walder for his trouble. No, Walder is just too tanky, and he wasn't focusing after Walder left range. Eastern Tharbag goes down, but in the meanwhile, ADF is pushing down Goblin Town.
Oh yeah, he still have Rovania.
Down to Goblin Town.
Oh, he still has Rovanian. That is true. That is true.
Oh, Celeborn.
How about that? Celeborn goes down. Yeah, that's true. A bit of a weak play. Framsburg Beacon is out here, so Frumgard can buy Framsburg. That might be a good transition for Good. Meanwhile,
with,
though,
gas.
Evil Men is just so uncontested right now. Much of Evil Men's spawns are still alive. And yeah, look at this. Lamadon's gonna go down soon. There's no way it doesn't die here. Even if 8-bag comes down to assist, there's just no way. Yeah, there goes Lamadon. Walder does get quite low there, but it's not gonna matter. And yeah. Meanwhile, V-Man is 1v1ing Dino Bear pretty effectively, but he is down a hero, so he needs to be a little bit careful here.
He probably wasn't noticing that.
Oh, again, Lossoff is not being gassed, so the Chief the Lossoff is just not gonna get his levels anytime soon. Zero looks like he's gonna buy Framsburg. Yep, it's a transition to northern Western Gondor. So,
which is very.
I mean, that's a very strong transition, and V-Man drops Ray Mountains as well.
Oh, that's very smart.
So that's an unexpected counter to the Western Gondor faction kill. Now, Lamadon did have a lot of gas, and Zero is going to have to re-gas this spawn, so it's not like super free. But regardless, they might still be in this game yet.
That's the reason you added it, though, right? So that Gondor had more options than just.
It's supposed to be like a build you decide from the start, but they kind of let Gladden just live. Because Good has had a very good East game. Not so much the South game, but definitely an East game. Ossier does go down. Ossier was kind of in range of like 5 heroes there at like 1/5 of his HP, so he just got decimated. Reed is floating an ARB past ADF's heroes. I don't think ADF actually noticed. And it looks like Edmores is going to go down here. There are no ARBs in the area to respond. Reed pinging his own spawn. I'm not really sure why. I think he's just trying to mature a bunch more mass. The last bridge is going to go down very soon. Greed targets it down and takes it out. Vezi with only Miniglar can still do a lot of damage, given that Miniglar is a very strong sieging hero, even by just himself. And Evil allows Edmores to kind of die for very little. So Amor's actually on very few spawns now. Minigar goes down. Okay, there goes Vezi. If he can still get Pelander, I suppose. But yeah, Cream is only on Amar, Ace Marine, and Mount Graham now, so less mass than he otherwise would have. And Dino Bear is only on Mount Gundabad. ADF actually grabs High Pass for some reason. That unlocks Bjorn for him, which is not terrible. But
full Gondor North.
Yeah, full Gondor North. But he has a lot of stuff to buy. He has to upgrade on Fransburg as well as Bjorn. So I don't know if he's going to be able to afford all of these, especially with Amar immediately coming over to siege down the spawn.
This definitely feels like the reason for a huge argument that happened in the Rise discussion when you added this.
I mean, honestly, I'm fine with it because they did let Gladden just get 2 gases. But like
everyone was saying, no, Gondor doesn't need another spawn there. And you're like, but it's fine. It's not new. And it seems to be because then it's not game breaking.
We just saw Cream use his Nazgul Scream there. Now it's on CD. He only actually affected like 2 mass units there, so it wasn't really that effective of a use of it. Meanwhile, down at Tharbad, Vezi is going to lose Tharbad now, which is unfortunate. But for his trouble, Mount Graham is going to go down. So yes, that locks Amar at only 2 spawns left. So while EM is still going pretty strong, the Evil Norths are very, very weak right now. They are very close to dying. Now, Grey Mountains is going to kind of just die for free here. A lot of the cannons have been stripped already, but 9 actually comes out in time for Good. Nas will have come to Austin to heal. That's a huge power spike for Evil here. But in this case, we can kind of see a stark difference between this game and last game. In this game, 3 of the good factions are still alive. It's only Cardolan that's kind of faction dead. Whereas Good on the other, whereas Evil on the other hand, although all 3 factions are kind of alive, the North is in very, very, very dire straits.
Yeah, well, they exchanged the north for the south, right? Because Evil Men is still really healthy. And the
Yeah,
only
look at
reason for
these.
that is because
Yeah, they have
sacrificed
all
north.
3 Dunlin spawns, and wife
Oh, Walter
still.
Frumgar
Oh,
and Khan!
Frumgar
Oh
goes
my
down,
God.
but Khan and Hualder are still alive, and Frumgar at this point is not that essential for Western Gondor. He can live with only Fram. So that was
Losing
actually a
Khan
pretty
and
good
Hualder.
trade, in which case.
Yeah, losing Khan and Waller is pretty bad.
Yeah, 2 for 1. That was a good trade for good. All the important spies have already been bought for good. Again, Forachel not being gassed for Arfredane.
He's guessing Evendum now.
Yeah. Oh, free 500 feed for good on the Orcish raiding camp. Not terrible. And it looks like Zero is now going in for Ice Ruin again.
Evil Men really needs to try and do something here. He's the strongest player alive still. He needs to do some work.
Yeah. But losing those 2 heroes really set him back a bit. Now, Barrow Downs
Yeah,
is
it's
dead
really
now,
bad.
so Vezi is going to die. He's hopefully going to make a bit of a difference scouting for vision with his SCVs and remaining mass. B-Man is strong enough now to just directly contest Dino Bear, so they're kind of stalemating each other, whereas Western Gondor and Arfredine can work at Aimar pretty well.
Yeah,
But
once
it
you get
does
in the
look like
situation
Hypass is
of
going
just
to die
defending
before
that-
Bayoran comes out. A little bit unfortunate. Zero is coming in to defend it, but his arbs are kind of spread thin here. His arb is sitting at Khazad-dûm. Yeah, the Koreans like to have their suboptimal but very safe arb positions. And yeah, Hypass goes down a little bit misguided there.
Uvata there. Nice.
Uvapa gets sniped by Ain't Bad. It looks like
To be
Tree was trying to
fair-
go for a Carfane and did not get the kill.
To be fair, I think I'd rather have an alive Arb than a, even if it's out of the way, than a dead Arb.
Yeah, but at the same time, like, High Pass is kind of dead because of that. Just the slow reactions, the slow responses. Now, this is still kind of a
Good.
sticky situation for good, because all 3 evil factions still have like enough steam to keep kicking. Gundabad is
Good
going to
should've
be pretty
killed-
difficult to attack after all.
Good should have killed Druithiar a long time ago.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yomer
I'm
is
not
still
sure what's
being alive
happening
is
with that,
pretty tough.
honestly.
Arf actually rotating down to Enenwife right as Gree comes down as well. Bit of a coincidence there. Meanwhile, Zero is probably going to be able to finish off Ace Ruin at the very least, so Evil will be stuck on Gundabad Aimar alone. Arfredine right now is very, very strong. Haldir goes down. He wasn't level, so he was extremely squishy.
Probably from
Grandual
pushing
is
up
being
some
targeted down as well. Looks like B-Man tried to retarget on Ice King and got him down quite low, but not enough to kill. Ice Ruin looks like it's going to go down now. Dino Bear is going to come in to respond on Western Gondor. But this gives Elves an opportunity to run in and deal some extra damage while Misty Mountains is occupied.
Yeah,
ADF
this
is
is
not
just
running back
bad.
into support though, so... Oh, Ice King goes very, very low, but it looks like Nang got pretty banged up as a result of the attempted focus.
The fact
Right
that
now, Evil's
Arfredane
in
is
kind of a
still so
tough
healthy is
spot,
really bad.
actually. Because Elves in Western Gondor can kind of solo them. They have their mass is a lot weaker, and they're missing a handful of heroes.
Also,
And-
Arfredine still alive.
Yeah, Carpane's still alive. Arfredine has lost nothing this game, and he's kind of just rampaging on whatever spawns are available. She's of the Lost off not having levels is really rough, but at the very least, he is working on that now. Looks like they're funding Western Gondor everything. I'm not really sure what they can buy at this point, though.
Can buy the Fram upgrade.
Yeah, Fram upgrade, but that's only 2,500. I'm not really sure why they're funding him so much. He can buy Eagle's Eerie, but I'm not really sure if that's the right play here. Arfredine trying to solo Aimar, but even with just planes, the mass is pretty rough for Evil. Oh, but it looks like Aimar was actually supply capped, so he didn't get that cycle of mass. That's going to be a small boon for good. Seems a little bit weaker than he otherwise should be. And once Ice Marine goes down, that will be Amar Mass alone. And Good can start really whittling down Evil, especially since they're not going to be able to easily push any of Good spawns.
Yeah,
I
Evil's
just
really,
really think they need to clear out the red mass and Barrow, frankly.
Well, Barrow's down.
Or Barrow's gone, right? But they need to just clear
Vesi's
out
just here to like spot
Lost.
Arbs, probably. It looks like Amar's going to try to go for Lost Off, denying the levels. This is why Lost Off should have been upgraded a while ago. But nonetheless, with full heroes, Aimbad should still be able to actually defend this. Especially since now Misty Mountains is left in a 2v1, where he is cornered between Western Gondor and Elves. Isrin's
This is a
definitely
really good
going down
position,
now.
so he can... Oh, no, it's just hard.
Amon Sul is taken out. But it looks like Cream's lost all of
this is
his
a good
mass,
hit,
so
though.
that stops his push dead in his tracks. Cream is going to need at least like 4 or so mass cycles to really replenish that. And now Aimbad can rotate down to Ended Wife and finish off that spawn, making a little bit of extra progress. Ace Rune is now down. The cannons on the inner evil spawns are now very, very sparse. Ended Wife goes down for evil. And Shalom, by every minute, is getting into a stickier and stickier situation. Yes, Greed is still very much alive, but having lost those heroes in that unfavorable trade, he can't really do nearly enough to carry the game through.
Elves and Arthur are just too strong right now.
Yeah, Elves and... Well, Western Gondor, I would argue, is like stronger than Elves, given that Western Gondor has a ton more single target damage. Also, Legolas has not actually come out yet, which is a bit odd. Typically, you would get Legolas because he's very cheap when you have Elven King's Hall's max. Survival is start out, so yeah, Frame has actually gotten the upgrade, so now he is starting to level. He has the very strong ability unlocked as well. And yeah, Evil's in a pretty sticky situation here.
Guns a good size from them.
9 Legoland, I believe, was being upgraded there. Yep. Shamans are going to come out very soon, so it looks like he actually got the shield upgrade on Dunlin Mass. So yeah, Greed's mass is very, very strong, but Zero's mass is comparable. Not stronger, but comparable. Meaning that he can really deal with Greed pretty efficiently.
Yeah, now they're
Meanwhile,
pushing out.
Amar is coming over. It looks like Good does not actually have vision of... No, never mind. Orange coming in clutch. Like I said, he's probably on spotting duty here. And he manages to prevent the loss off deny. Very good. But meanwhile, Greed has actually come over and... Oh yeah, so Elves actually is here to defend. Good, good, good. Elves has posted their Arb to the west of Fornos to prevent any free rotations by Evil on this spawn. Meanwhile, Golflimble actually goes down for the trouble. Malvagil, looks like Cream was trying to dive down Malvagil, but did not actually get it. I think the life regeneration on the Chieftain of the Lost Stuff actually came in clutch there. Malvagil was only left on 50 HP.
Yeah, that combined with the medics healing, it's let's say a problem.
But meanwhile, Frankfurt's top cannons, I mean, are going to be stripped while Zero rotates around. I'd assume that Dino Bear should have more pushing power. Where is it? I guess he did lose Smog, but he still has 5 heroes. He should be pushing a little bit faster than that. I'm a bit confused here. Oh, where is his DPS?
Looks like Legolas is going to be out. That funding.
Corahil running over here for some reason, getting attacked for free a little bit. It looks like they're going to converge for an attack on Framsburg. They are out of position to defend the spawn, so it might be Zero's northern presence kind of gone. But actually, no, he is forced to recall back to defend Mount Gundabad. Every push by V-Man edges Mount Gundabad a little bit closer to death. Thief of the Lost Off barely surviving there with 40 HP. Looks like Austin the Heal is going to go down very soon with ADF working on it. But he is going to recall instead of opting to take that hero fight against Evilman. Meanwhile, Gandalf is still not out, so Malvagil, Aimbad can actually start scaling his hero ball if he so wants, but it looks like no, he does have both his medics. Yeah, every moment that Evil does not make any progress here, Good gets a bit closer to winning. They haven't actually gotten any spawns in quite a while now. Bit of a lull in the fighting. Every faction is actually full HP, but waiting, biding your time. They actually bought Aaron Vorn, which is a bit of an interesting choice. I would have actually gone for Dunharrow because of the Dunland synergy.
I mean, again, Shalom doesn't play Rise as much, right? So they might just not.
They might not know about that.
Oh no! They're going for the dual fortifications with Erenborn. The domination.
Oh, yeah. That's also pretty smart. I would opt for left wing instead of Erenborn though. Okay, so Zero is actually grabbing Amon Anwar, probably going for Mardil instead of Eagle's Eerie.
Yep.
So yeah, Beacon is lit. Mardil's gonna come out. Let's see if Mardil dies immediately like it did last game. As we can see, Cream, Dino Bear, and Greed all have 3 ARBs down in this area, so let's see what they're trying to do here. They might actually be going for a flank on Lothlorien or Mirkwood with these 3 ARBs consolidated in Enenwife. Cream Brulee again trying to go for Ice Bay, but with this big stack of Lords of Arthedain, that's going to be easier said than done.
She also doesn't have gold from here, Cream Brulee.
OJ spotting out for ARF. Is ARF just going to... Oh no, the ARF's ARB is down. That's going to limit ARF's rotational ability significantly. Oh, because Greed was diving Fornos. Ooh, that's rough. And Mootlord does not even go down for that. That was a very, very rough turn of events for Good. But at the very least, an Evil Min special transport does go down, and the Lord of Arthedain stack is still mostly healthy. Ain't bad, can keep those things alive and stay in the game for a little bit. Evil Min is currently very low, but it's not going... It's too little for... Evil Min is currently very low, and Good might be able to use this opportunity to strike at the northern spawns while Greed is too weak to respond. And but it looks like ARF is not moving anywhere. Ew. Oh, and ARF's ARB is all the way down here, almost gets sniped by the Callan by. Again, why is he not buying Dunharrow? The upgrade would be very, very synergistic with the rest of Dunland.
It's just not significant enough at this point, unfortunately. You need to get heroes instead.
Because he's going for Balgoth,
yeah,
that's why.
You need to get Balgoth, you need to get, Black Ship's boy.
You think he's... Yeah, I don't know why they haven't bought Black Ships at this point. Like, that's 3 instead of just 2. Just the normal amount.
I just think they're money starved right now.
I mean, they're not though. They just bought Aaron, Callan, and
I think Callan is better than Black Ships to get Falco over Gilmacad.
I mean, Black Ships is a cheaper hero.
ARB northwards.
Yeah, I mean...
Our Gilmacad is cheaper than Balgoth.
But isn't Balgoth, like, significantly better?
With the new buff, yeah, significantly. Oh, they're going for Cause of Doom now. Is
oh my
Western
god, this
Gondor
is huge.
here to defend it?
If they can get this...
Oh, Gamul is pushed
side.
into the spawn a little bit, but that's a lot of mass that they're using there. And Misty Mountains is still camping the north, so V-Man can't really
oh my god, they're not getting any damage on it.
But Kamul, nope, does not go down. There's so much mass here. Arthedain is actually trying to dive down on Amar, and ADF might be able to delay this long enough for that to happen, but no, Cream actually recalls back in time to defend Amar.
Yeah, looks
again,
like they were
V-Man's
just
kind of
stuck on
here,
each other.
can't really do much.
I don't know why he bought Callan and just left Amon Anwar.
V-Man actually goes in from the front. Amar gets dived down. That's a very good one. Thranduil does get traded out for Amar, but V-Man with a sudden, complete surprise rotate onto the front of Amar from here, completely catching Misty Mountains off guard. And they trade Thranduil for Amar, which at this stage of the game, I would say is a very strong trade for them, especially since they really need to start punishing EM before he scales out of control. with Arf losing a lot of his spawns, that was definitely a crucial pickup for good. Now,
They
Cream Brulee
really
is on
needed
no
that.
spawns.
Yeah, also the
We're in the
low.
interesting stage though where everyone can still buy a ton of spawns, so this
Yeah.
can go long.
This might turn into a bit of a slog, but it's a fun slog. It's not like a turtle slog at the very least.
No, this is a good slog. if it gets there.
Yeah. Because there are no
You know, I
real
think we
turtle
need-
corners. I guess Dunlin, but it's like, it's not as bad as like the other turtle corners in the map. For
You know what we really need?
Greed's Arb, V-Man letting the attacks go off a little bit prematurely, letting Greed's Arb run away from the aggro. Oh, ain't bad. Special transport is going to go down. That leaves Arbless. That's hugely bad. He can't
That's
even
so
buy.
huge.
Fornos is dead, so he can't actually rebuy the Arb either. So Ain't Bad is on no Arbs right now. That's going to make him basically faction dead because he cannot take any actual risks. That's really bad. At the very least for good though, Martel is about to come out. And I think Martel has spawn invulnerability, so they also can't just camp Martel like that.
Man, what a high quality series. This is really impressive.
Yeah. If Good
I
can take
think-
out Gundabad, that's going to be a huge win for them, especially with Western Gondor continuing to be able to carry them.
I think
Do you
Evil
think-
is in the driver's seat, but it's really close, and if they mess up, then they can just lose on
Yeah, like
spawn.
this is still anyone's game. I would say overall Good is definitely favored in this current position, but Greed is
Oh, you
so
think
strong
Good
and
right
like
now?
anything can be done. Like there could be a huge upset in a hero battle at some point.
I think losing the Arth-Arb
Yeah, that was
is
huge though. That was
really
like
bad.
that was really bad for them. And Arf is kind of letting the Guardians of Evendim kind of die for free.
I mean, he
Airborne
can
is going
respawn
down. Yower is still alive, so
God,
Arf could
Yower's
probably
still
work at
alive.
Yower pretty safely. Although there is a lot of distance to run if EM comes down to respawn, so maybe not.
Probably only with air heroes. With
Yeah,
his,
probably only with
multi-gun
air heroes.
with
It
low.
would be way too risky to attack it without Arbs.
State your request.
Western Gondor can safely solo Evil Min at this point, so we're really just waiting on V-Man to try and finish off Gundabad. But Arf can't actually help with Gundabad, so considering that Arf lost their Arb, I actually think this might be Evil favored then, even with Amar dead. V-Man has to prevent Frankfurt from dying here, or that's a lot of Western Gondor's mass just out of the game. Oh, Kumbul's so exposed, but alas, not being focused down. It looks like Frankfurt is going to go down here.
That is pretty big for.
That is
Evil.
pretty big. Mythlon is
I mean, it's
also
only like
probably
9
going to go
mass, but
down
it's a lot of.
for Greed.
It's only like 9 mass a cycle, but it's a lot of tier 2 units.
Yeah. That's since Western Gondor has very few spawns right now, whatever mass they can get is super valuable. Especially since they have one of the strongest hero balls right now on Good. Ain't Bad doing a very efficient mass clear, just trying to stem the tides of the Evil Min mass. Mirkwood might actually be going down now, though. Does Korea know that Legolas exists? I feel like they forgot about Legolas. That's my hunch. I'm getting an inkling that they just kind of forgot that Legolas exists. Looks like
What's a
Green might be going
Legolas?
for Kaza Doom. ADF is leaving the spawn to respond to Misty Mountains. That might be rough. They have no vision posted here. Up, there's the horn. We can see black ships are finally going down.
No, it cannot be. Black ships from the south.
Yep.
They wanna get all
Mythlon,
4, I
Left
guess.
Nui, Ed Helland. That's a lot of stuff. Kazadoom is being attacked from the west and loses about a fifth of its HP. Or no, 2/5 of its HP.
Our allies' base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked.
Meanwhile, Arf is kind of delegated to just a backline role now. It's just too risky for Ain't-Bad to go anywhere. So right now he's just using what resources he can to finish off these galleys scattered around.
Our allies are being attacked.
And ADF might actually be preparing for a death push of Mount Gundabad. But if he leaves Kazadoom right now, Kazadoom is just going to fall straight up.
Our allies are being attacked.
Cream is on the way there, so it looks like they're going to try and push out. Oh, Mardil is getting very, very... No! Mardil goes down! The Aduna Beth Blink takes him out. That's a huge loss for Good. Oh. That was Good's carry hero just dying. That's...
Say goodbye to 14k.
Don't buy more deal.
Yeah, that's the problem with Mardil, because he has a giant target on his back. So even though he's OP, Evil knows he's OP and will try to eliminate him. Argolin might be going down. He can't actually be recalled here. And it looks like Ain't is just trying to buy some time. Okay. Elves finally buys Legolas, remembers that he exists. Very cool. That's a pretty strong hero. And Galadriel's here, so let's see if Galadriel gives the bow to Legolas. Looks like a no. Not yet, at least. It looks like Kriya doesn't actually know about that minor mechanic. And they are going down for the spawn. Fram is being focused, and yeah, there goes Kaza Doom. There's just way too much Dunlin mass here for Zero to contest with. At the very least, Mirkwood is still holding quite strong. But Nandor Archery has not actually been gotten yet. So these Nandoran scouts are not doing as much damage as they could be. Another galley goes down at the very least. A bit of free money and a bit of mass deny for Amar, very strong, especially since Amar's on no spawns right now, other than the galleys. Reed is moving his Arbiter back up north. He might be trying to take out Gladden, maybe. But Arf right here is going to prevent him from leaving Dunland.
Elf is also pushing Driller now. He
Yeah.
will
So
probably get it.
Yower's gonna go down, so Evilmen finally losing a bunch of their spawns.
Oh, they're gonna buy it.
Oh, are they gonna buy Moria? It looks like it. Hopefully V-Man is here to focus cannons. Maybe he gave control to White. Oh, Karfang might be going down here. Actually, no, Karfang has good speed, so he won't be able to be chased down. But yeah, it looks like they're gonna go for Moria on Misty here. Does Green effectively cannon target? Alright, Great Goblin has been forced out, and the Elves is now here to respond. So it looks like they might be able to deny the buy. But no, Gorkill flies in, so unfortunately not. That means that kind of spells doom for Gladden as well. There's no way Gladden lives for much longer with a huge evil spawn right here. Lothlorien is also very vulnerable in this case. A Numenos going for Amar going for a Numenos. Numenos actually does have the restore upgrade, by the way. Not really the most cost effective, is considering that Fornos already died, so you can't yet rebuild the House of Kings. But Dunland and Nan Leglin as the only spawns left for Evil Men. Once this army dies, Greed's mass throughput is going to be a lot lower than it otherwise would have been. Right now for Evil, it's Gundabad, Dunland, Nan Leglin, and Moria, as well as assorted ships. Meanwhile, for Good, it's Lothlorien, Gladden, Mirkwood, E-Halls, Anuminos, Evendim, and Amon Anwar. Well, soon to be not Amon Anwar, as Greed takes a detour to take this spawn out. And Arf uses this opportunity to siege down a bit more of Dunland. The Lords of Arthurdine are starting to get thinned out. Losing an extra Lord to cannons, that's always rough. But for his trouble, Greed has to trade Amon Anwar for the left side cannons of Dunland. Ainbad is forced to retreat here. And it looks like ADF and V-Man are going for a final all-out push on Gundabad. They have the mass, they have the heroes. Only Misty Mountains is here to defend. I don't know where Amar is. Amar's just running around near Anuminos, but that's not going to be enough. Great Goblin is still super low, possibly from earlier, and Good just has so much stuff, but an extra wave of mass just spawned on top of the Expeditionary Force, and it looks like Glorfindel will go down. A lot of the outer cannons have been taken out, though. Amar finally recalling in. Clutch response from Evil, preventing the death of Gundabad. If Gundabad goes down here, then Evil's kind of screwed. But luckily for now, that's not going to happen anytime soon. Moria, though, is quite vulnerable still.
If Good loses this game, I think leaving Drew alive as long as they did is going to be a major reason why.
Yeah. I think the Arf losing the Arb was definitely like the main thing.
That was a major turning point.
And Mardil dying was also very, very, very rough for them.
Yeah, they've had.
It looks like Arf's just going to dive to spawn, sacrificing all of his Lords of Arphadyne for this push. And it's going to happen, but he can't recall out. So he might be losing something here. No, okay, the Chief of the Lost Up does get pretty low, but it does stay alive. Aimbad has no arms to actually defend a Numinos here, so Cream's roving attacks might be enough to finish it off.
Killing Dunlin is worth way more than all of his elites.
That's true, that's true. But again, the elites weren't actually necessary in that push. You could have just like left them behind and kept them alive. Nenya has gone down for Lothlorien, so this should make the attack on Lothlorien very costly, especially if V-Man actively tries to target.
Oh
Mount Gundabad of 47 HP! Oh my gosh! Oh, that's so rough. Literally, if Galadriel put the bow on Legolas, that probably would have been enough. And yeah, Evil spends a repair on Mount Gundabad. What a rough dive. That was so close for Elves. Now, Elves is only on Legolas, Nain, Galadriel, Círdan, and Durin. Oh, very rough. But at the very least, they did force some money spent for repair, but they did lose Iwindel for that, so probably not worth at all. Isengard gets bought for greed. And there's continuing to fund Elves. Treebeard is still an option here, so maybe Treebeard. They can also get Eagle's Eyrie. They can also still get Gandalf. So still plenty of options here. They can also get Dwalin. A lot of options for Evil here. And not Evil, Elves here. Meanwhile, for Western Gondor, I think they're out of options except for Eagle's Eyrie. And actually, no, Kurnir can buy Treebeard. Aimbad is now starting to use this mass to just grind some money, strip out the remaining Graham cannons. Possibly the right move here. Cream Brulee roving around, trying to snipe out Mirkwood. Mirkwood is very close to dying here, and if they lose Mirkwood, that would be a pretty rough loss. Reed is going in for Mirkwood. Zero's Arb is a little bit out of position. No! Zero's Arb goes down. That is a huge loss. Now Zero's on one Arb. His rotational power is significantly reduced. Aimbad is going in for a pincer on Moria. This is a very safe angle for him to attack from after all. And it looks like Misty Mountains is just going to recall out and not even try to defend this because I think they actually synced up this push. V-Man is actually pushing Mount Gundabad as they're doing this pincer on Moria. So they can, they're forcing Dino Bear to choose between Moria and Gundabad. And obviously he would choose Gundabad. Very, very good strategic move from Korea here. Meanwhile, V-Man comes in to defend Mirkwood at the last second, but again, Mirkwood's cannons are now very, very sparse, and there's very little vision covering around it as well. Luckily, Moria is going to go down, so this should leave plenty of space for them to defend Mirkwood. It looks like they're funding Western Gondor. I'm not sure for what. The two buys I can think of are this and this. Maybe he's going to get Eamon Mule, but I'm not sure why. Rogash goes down, nice, but an Elf Arb goes down. Is that the last Elf Arb? No, there's still an Elf Arb at Blue Mountains here.
Yeah,
Mirkwood actually does go down in the end. And Legolas nearly... Oh no, Legolas does go down. Okay, the Adunabeth snipe again. Adunabeth blink carrying this game. Mirkwood finally goes down. That's a huge amount of good mass gone. And V-Man's Hero Ball is starting to look quite thin. Meanwhile, Isengard is getting upgrades, so Greed is going to have a source of mass after Nan Legoland dies. If that dive on Mount Gundabad worked, that would have been so good for good. Even if they traded 2 heroes for it, that would have still been a win for them. Alas. Now, Zero and V-Man should be able to actually defend this push, especially since Zero's heroes are all almost level 10. I think Coronir is like the only one who isn't level 10. Oh, the flank on Argaleb. Ain't bad, loses Argaleb there. That's the first hero loss of the game for him. But with the Arbiters being lost, that's kind of expected. But Nan Legoland is also completely stripped, so anyone with a recaller can just go in there and finish it off. Instead of grabbing heroes, they actually opt to grab Blue Mountains. If they get retreat to the mountains, they can also defend that further. But I would say heroes from here on out would be more important than more spawns. Blue Mountains is a good choice now because they're out of spawns. But moving forward, I think they don't have enough time to get anything more than that. Zero is now migrating over, leaving Gladden for dead. Maybe he can recall it out this last wave of mass, but he will have to consolidate in the west instead.
What's going on?
And let's see what good goes for now. It's a very, very low resource game for at the very least. And good can't really go for greedy plays anymore because of all of them losing a bunch of their spawns. Mirkwood goes down, Cream is back on a spawn. That's kind of rough for good. They're kind of on a timer now. And it looks like they're going to try and engage Greed, but Greed has a lot of heroes still, so this is easier said than done. Is Kerdan's shield gonna go down? No, not quite. Greed accidentally... Oh no, he's not accidentally killing a cannon there. He got blocked by the cannon. How did the team kill it? Loses Argument Cod. In the north, Witch King also goes down. Okay, some very... Okay, but Malpigil also goes down. Carfang goes down. Okay, so there are some pretty rough trades for good here. Chief of the Lost Off gets body blocked and taken out. Overlord of Balkov gets very low HP though. Chief of Dunland, Moot Lord. Dunland very low. Durin is... Okay, Durin does not sacrifice his life to get a failed trade on Dunland. That was overall kind of rough. Arvaleg only now, 4 ain't bad. But in response, they got 2 or maybe 3? Was that 2 or 3? I think 2 heroes of Greed. So that was a 3 for 2 trade, I believe. 1, 2, 3.
No, it was only 1 trade, 1 hero. But
no, he lost the Argimokod. Oh no, Argimokod was Amar. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was a 3 for 1. That was not very good for good then. That was rough. If Arvaleg dies, Arvaduit comes out at the very least, and the AoE might be more useful at this point than the arrows.
Also, they can get Anaraf, so it's 2 heroes from...
Yeah, but no Arb for Arphadan. I don't know if Arnoff would be actually worth it in that case. Lothlorien, despite having Nenya, is going to be 1 push here. It's just not strong enough. He is targeting down Kamul, but it's not enough. Ain't Bad is actually going to come in to try and go for the gank on Kamul. Let's see if that actually happens. It looks like no. He still has an Arb, so easier said than done. Blue Mountains continues to be upgraded. Greed is now going in for Evendim, and there aren't a lot of heroes in the area to really defend it. Nan Legoland still alive, just literally moving Arvaleg here to poke it down would be enough, and that is exactly what he's doing. Zero is here to defend Evendim for Ain't Bad instead. Now, losing Moot Lord does actually make EM's ball possible to kill for ADF. But overall, it's still pretty rough because... Oh no! Arvaleg might be going down here, but he still has Arvaduit. And he might be going for the trade on... not quite. The mass was just not enough. He had a second hero there. He would have traded for Overlord. But he still has Arvaduit, so he's not out of the game yet. And he still has pretty respectable mass on top of that.
Yes,
has he been upgrading the Marakataran? He's forgotten to actually upgrade the second time on Marakataran. That's actually a very important gas for him right now because it gives catapults. Seems like he forgot.
Our ally
build this.
When RotWK comes out and if you guys aren't, they're both gonna be at level 1. All the other heroes are level 7 through 10.
That is true, but the ability right now is super important, and RotWK comes out with a lot of HP. Greed's mass is quite low right now, so but it's just ain't bad here, so not quite. Nan Laglin's very, very close to death. If Zero can just force a recall, ain't bad can finish off the spawn. Blue Mountain's continuing to be upgraded.
Our allies are being attacked.
And if Zero wants to take out Orphank, he has to get through a ton of cannons near Kalinardhan, which is very difficult. Greed actually buying Dun Hero finally, leaving Nan Laglin to die, which is a fair play at this point in the game. This spawn's just way too vulnerable and way too low. And now Greed has more options to continue living in this game. And with Mirkwood also scaling up, I think Shalom actually wins this late game. The Mardil loss and the Arb loss on Arthurdine really messed things up for good. Unless they can get a decisive hero kill, hero battle here, I don't really see a way for good out of this. Now OJ's Arb is gonna go down, but that's not really that impactful considering that OJ's been faction dead for a while now.
Yeah, with all that mass, Evilman is forced to retreat. Yes.
Yeah, Evilman doesn't have really the mass cover to deal with that.
Our allies
But Dino Bear is now able to push pretty far into that area. If they can finish off Mount Gundabad somehow, then Good's in a very good position, but I don't see how that happens. Like, the failed dive on Mount Gundabad a few minutes ago, or at this point it was like 20 minutes ago, that was like huge turning point, because if he just stayed for like 10 milliseconds longer, he would have gotten to spawn and won the game off of that. Very unfortunate for Korea here.
Our allies' base is under attack. Our allies are being attacked. Our allies are being attacked.
Good is now on a timer after all. Evilman is continuously buying spawns and gassing them. So if Good does not manage to clear out Evil by the time that Mirkwood is maxed and Orphank is kind of maxed, then you're probably going to lose the game. All of Good spawns are all consolidated in the top left as well. Agrelon gets bought by Western Gondor. That's interesting. And he actually also buys Westmarch. Okay, so Good is opting to buy spawns instead of heroes. Which is a fine choice, but I'm not really sure about 2 spawns, especially since Courier can still buy Treebeard and Elves can still buy Gandalf. Those heroes have went unbought this game. Also, why is he gassing Sufberg when Westmarch gas is significantly better? He might be trying to distract Evil here, sending their Arbs down. As you can see, Cream is sending an Arb down here, giving V-Man and Ain't Bad an opportunity to go for a final strike on Gundabad. Yeah, it looks like Zero is just trying to delay here, and he's finally getting a bit of mass streaming in. It looks like he's going to go for Broadbeam Marksman. That means if Dwellin ends up coming out, he's going to have a small buff. Well, Broadbeam's Marksmen are basically a higher damage version of Dwarven Lords, but they're a bit lower range and a bit squishier. So overall, I rate their utility a bit worse, but they're still pretty strong elites. Ain't Bad coming in. Let's see if he's going to use the ability here on Arbdua. Yeah, but he uses them on the Mountain Giants, which are relatively unaffected. The Mountain Giant upgrade has not actually come out yet for Evil. They probably don't have the money to spare, especially with Amar dead, so that the upgrade will not actually affect Amar. Has Zero actually used the ability on? Look at that. The channel time was not fast enough to finish off Hill. I think if he just auto attacked on Hill would have gone down there, which is quite unfortunate. Quite unfortunate.
Our allies are being attacked.
Again, Mirkwood continues to be upgraded. Cream Brulee getting a lot of extra mass here. Sorry, I'm phone.
Our allies' base is under attack.
Alright, I'm back. Arf and Elves are making some progress on Gundabad. These two balls can definitely finish off Gundabad alone. And it just kind of comes down to ADF stalling long enough for... Oh, Ain't Bad finally remembers the final gas on Marak at Yaran. Good catch. So it really comes down to ADF stalling Evil long enough for them to finish off Gundabad. But that's very difficult with Greed continuously scaling in mass count. Dynabear also just bought Lothlorien, so even if they do finish off Gundabad, they're going to have a new problem soon.
Spiders.
Our allies are being attacked.
Korhil going in on Sufberg. I would change my gas over to Westmarch if I were ADF in this case. Ew.
Our allies' base is under
If Mardo was still there, he would have gotten that kill, but if Mardo was still there, the game would look very different, so...
Our allies' base.
The Overlord of Balkov does go down. That's a very good pickup for ADF. In such a low resource game, every single hero kill does count for Evil. I'm gonna quickly tab out to make sure my recording is still going fine. Yeah, it is. Okay, back to the game.
Our allies are being
What an exhilarating turn of events. This is one of the rare slogs that is not unfun. This is one of the rare slogs where it's like, there are no turtle corners, but it's actually dynamic. Now, granted, we don't know what the players are feeling. This is pretty fun to watch, but for the players, it might be getting kind of exhausting. It is passing the 136 mark after all. Cream Brulee has finally come back down. Goop does go down on Adra-Hill. They're also targeting down Kuranir. A lot of heroes are getting kind of low for Western Gondor here. Adra-Hill being low means that he can't really contest Korra-Hill very well, but Lord's AA will be able to deal a bunch of damage. And, oh, it looks like, okay, Cream Brulee does actually notice Korra-Hill being targeted down, so that's not going to last very long. One last spawn on Sufberg before it goes down. Extra mounted archer and archer for ADF. So that's pretty nice at least. I think Arvidui's ability is going to be the key difference in this fight in the north. Since Good's mass is just a bit too weak to really do much. So they need to have the ability to really even the odds. Zarek Doom might be a good buy here because Evil won't be able to efficiently... Oh no, Tolkien, what are you doing? You're medic. No, you're medic. Rip. I don't know what that means, but it's probably like an oof. Very cool. Where is Good's money going is my question, because there have been so many hero buys available for so long, and Good has enough mass, I think, that hero buys would be the main priority here. Caradan is out after all, so they can get Gandalf. Treebeard as well.
Our allies are being attacked.
ADF trying to squeeze in whatever cannon kills he can slowly over time. Adra-Hill at level 10 has 2100 HP, very beefy. Turnier with 1900. Lower Pan of Galen with 1900. Fram at only level 8 is 2100. It looks like they're signaling to buy Zarek Doom. Like I said earlier, not the worst buy, but again, especially with the Dwalin upgrade as well, Dwalin could also be a choice here. Cream Brulee is now using his Stash Smash to go in for a push on Agrelon. Agrelon's probably going to die here. And ADF is opting not to focus his heroes. Instead, he's focusing all the mass instead. A bit of a weird choice. Especially since Cream's only on 2 heroes that can't really contest ADF very well. But there goes Agrelon and there goes Sufberg, also feeding Evil quite a lot of money. More mass is streaming in from the west as they are trying to crack Evil's spawns. Now, the mass battle, they're actually Good is actually going to win this mass battle, it seems like, but the heroes are relatively equal. And it looks like no, Kabul does not go down. Durin, no. If Durin still had his shield, he might have had a chance there, but Kirdan also goes down. That's a huge loss for them. And Greed comes in for the kill. 9 goes down. That looks like it's game. Decisive hero battle to finish the game here. Very unfortunate for Good. Very, very unfortunate.
I mean, Gorky could get killed there, but he didn't, notice.
Yeah. And ADF is not going to have the strength available to really carry this himself.
Our allies are being attacked. Our allies' base is under attack.
Dang.
We go on.
GG. Alright. Korea taps out. What a stunning turn of events. Very good show from both teams there. I feel like there were 3 distinct events that really gave Evil the game. Number 1, obviously, was the failed Gundabad dive. Gundabad got to 49 HP. Literally, like, if 5 extra mass units did not get lost, like 2 cannons, the spawn would have gone down. Or if V-Man, recalled back a little bit later, it would not have gone. It would have gone down. So that was so unfortunate for Good. They also lost Iwindle for their trouble, and additionally, I think the Mardil loss and the Arphodine's Arb loss were really crippling. Those 3 mistakes, I think, allowed Evil to win the game. But yeah, very good show from both sides.
Carlin getting hero wiped. That was
Carlin
really
getting
bad.
hero wiped, I kind of just like took that as a given. Yeah,
it
that's
happened
true.
an hour ago, so I don't blame you.
I forgot about that, to be fair. Alright, this is game 3 of the series of the semifinals winners bracket between the KRA team and the Shalom team. Right now it is tied 1-1 with KR winning the first game on Evil and Shalom winning the second game also on Evil. Now we will watch the third game. Right now KR is playing Good and Shalom is playing Evil. On KR, we have V-Man, also known as Good Bacteria Man, on Elves. Tolkien, also known as Vezi, on Carterlin. Ain't Bad on Arphodine. And Zero, also known as ADF, on Western Gondor. Also, yes, while I was saying the introduction, we missed a Loft rotate. It looks like Amar and maybe Evil Min went on Loft, and it looks like Zero was able to come over in time to deny the kill. But Lothlorn is now low, and all 4 of his surrounding cannons have been stripped, making Nenya quite undesirable. On Evil, we have Greed on Evil Min, Dino Bear on Misty Mountains, and Cream Brulee on Aimar. Without further ado, let's actually start watching the game. Looking at starting ARB positions, we have Misty Mountains moving their ARB down to this area. They might be going for a double on Western Gondor. Aimar's second ARB is still left at Dol Guldur, and it looks like they're going to get Lothlorien for kind of free. But no, okay, so Arf is able to come over and deny the kill. Kind of waste the force field there. But again, denies the kill, forces Amar to waste more time spending an extra push on Lothlorien. Now, while Misty Mountains and EM are doubling Western Gondor, V-Man and Vezi are actually going for troll shots with a double, and Greed actually recalls back to defend the double, which is kind of
They did
odd
this last
because
game,
troll
too.
shots is still going to die regardless.
We had the same L triple on Trolls last game as well.
Yeah.
And we can see again, there's no one else's ARB in West Gondor. So Gondor is still vulnerable to the doubles and triples.
Yeah.
No one's in Gondor now. They
Like-
did it again.
Our second ARB is at Lothlorien. So yeah, this seems like the same openings this game as last time. Which, yeah, I find it a little bit weird because it seems like they haven't really learned from the mistakes of last game, leaving the ARB cover kind of weird.
I do feel like, you know, we really could just see a Southwest Gondor get cleared again if they realize this. Because there's no one else's ARB there, and that leaves it so vulnerable.
Alright, Lothlorien is going to go
Lothlorien.
down early this game. Now, last game, Lothlorien lived quite a while and gave Els quite a lot of mass into the late game, so if a similar situation arises this game, they are going Good is not going to have that Lothlorien mass. But on the converse, Dunland is being focused early this game, so it looks like Good does not want to repeat a last game where EM was able to pull off Turtle Dunland corner.
Our allies are being attacked.
Is EM upping Drew again?
Let's check. Drew does not look like it's being gassed. It looks like a standard ended wife gas.
The standard round. Okay.
Maybe they're thinking
I
that
think
it
that's much
wouldn't
safer.
work a second time.
I think that's probably safe, although it doesn't seem like they were checking for it anyway.
Yeah, that's true, that's true. I don't think KRs have really learned quite as well to check for gas as NA does.
Yeah, it seems like they have a pretty practiced opening. If they both clear trolls, and then they either go north or they go south to Dun, or they go north to East Radar. It doesn't seem like they're really varying it based on what you're upping.
Also,
just a
notably,
difference in
Fornos
meta.
is being upgraded first. So
okay.
Aimbad is going for the Lords of Arthedain, and he's he's a very strong microer, so he would probably be able to stop an Aimar push on Fornos.
Yeah, if he just doesn't lose his ARBs, you know, he didn't lose a hero until like an hour, 10 minutes into
Yeah,
last
and that was
game.
because he lost an ARB, so, you know.
Right, yeah. He just needs to keep his ARBs alive. He's gonna do really well.
Alright, Dynabear comes in again, so another double on
Yeah,
Western
and there's no one
Gondor.
here.
And
It's like
again,
he's
no
vulnerable to this.
allied ARBs coming in to defend. I'm not really sure
Oh, man.
what Good's game plan is here. After all, Lothlorien died, so ARBs should be able to move their ARB down to Western Gondor. They're kind of redundantly using two ARBs to defend Cardolan.
Yeah, this is really rough. Like, you know, I just wish Cardolan could maybe send something
The
here.
medic almost
in this
goes down. The
situation.
war crimes, 140 HP.
Oh, he needs to be careful here. He could easily get dived because there
Yeah.
actually aren't that many turrets here anymore.
I would
should
recall
recall
out
out.
in this situation. There's not much you can do anymore.
Yeah. Just
Yeah,
really
unfortunate,
playing with fate.
but again, it's only Lefnoi, and he still has Pin of Galen before the spawns start getting important. Meanwhile,
And they're getting
Dunland
down,
actually
which
does
is
die
good.
early-ish to a double, so they're doing their own doubles for sure. B-Man is able to deter Greed a little bit, and Greed smartly going for Galadriel, so keep that in mind. Greed is going to go for his vulnerable heroes like Galadriel this game.
Was
And
that
is
Morg
Morgamir
again?
going down? 120
Oh,
HP, not
no.
quite. Carfine is targeted back in turn, and Aimbad does a pretty nice and smooth pullback. But, oh, Arvaleg, 10 HP, 10 HP Arvaleg!
Oh, Witch King!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
That was very
So
close. 10
many
HP on
close fights.
Arvaleg, something like 300 or so, 290 HP on Witch King, and 160 on Morgamir.
Really well microed by everyone in that case.
Greed goes back up to Mirkwood to try and clear out the south part of it. And
This is
V-Man
an
goes
interesting
in. Khan
situation.
gets a little bit low, but not enough to really get in danger of dying. Meanwhile, ADF finishes off the Wayne clear pretty fast, considering that he had to spend a lot of time defending Lefnoi.
Yeah,
But
this is respectable. And he
Wayne
answers it
Rider,
well, too.
he's not going to clear it out in time. If he was a tiny bit faster, he would have denied the Naz. Oh no, Naz is already out, never mind. Oh, Gualfo forces a recall on Misty Mountains. A good timing on that.
Yeah, that's a really good
Timing your
plan.
Gualfos to neuter an ongoing push is the best value possible. because you're kind of wasting
if-
Evil's time in that.
If they get
Han
too
is
far
still,
in, then they
yeah.
can just ignore it.
Han is
This is-
still pretty low, so ADF might be going for that. Also, we're seeing a early hero buy with Care Down by Bacteria.
Right at 10 minutes, so he got funded for that too.
Maybe, yeah.
interesting.
Well, he
Right,
did spend a
mental
lot of
after.
time
Go for it.
doubling, so maybe not. We'll see.
Our allies' base is under attack.
Oh, and they're going. So this is a very. They're really focusing on just killing EM this game, compared to as much North pressure as they were
Yeah.
spending last time.
Because
Which I
last
think
time
is-
they made the mistake of just
Yeah.
letting Greed scales a lot. Okay, Bacteria Man has actually moved
finally,
his arm
okay.
down to Western Gondor to defend. Maybe that was a calculated move, like let Left Nui get doubled because it's kind of a useless spawn somewhat. And instead use that time to double EM, taking out Troll Shaws and Dunland.
They did trade Dunn for Leftway.
Yeah, and that's like a pretty
that's not
favorable
a bad
for good.
trade.
Oh yeah,
The thing is,
Carfang
if they
was
can
left.
actually hold Pinneth, then it's fine. But the issue is when you don't hold Pinneth either, and
Yeah.
then you just have a free. You basically just lose Eric and Lamb soon after that, and that's really bad.
Evil
look at this
does go in
double
for
on,
a double team
Western
on
Rudar.
Western Rudar. Again, they tend to strip out all the cannons before the spawn. Oh, Malvagil Drift goes into
no.
a crossfire from 8 heroes, dies. Ooh, that's a rough early loss. Meanwhile,
and Minaglar.
Morg is... If Vezi, like, stopped to attack Morg with Austere and Huntmaster, I think Morg would have gone down. But that would have been risky given that Kamul was still there as along with Goldenbull. But yeah, the Melv death was pretty rough. That's going to make Arf's rotate power a lot worse, and he's also locked out the Gandalf daisy chain now.
Interesting. I think like you have a much healthier South this game, but it does seem like North. You know, they lost Loth. Arth just lost Mal. Is a lot weaker. So you're gonna have a more standard North-South rotation where the miners are killing EM, the North is dying slowly, rather than just the weird thing we had last time.
Yeah, that's true.
Our allies' base
Scafiso still being upgraded, so ADF this game, or not ADF,
Big
V-Man
push on
this
left
game
edge.
is not actually stripping out Scaffa. So it looks like Dino Bear is not going to be punished for upping Scaffa while rotating.
Oh, they need to be
Junior
really
does
careful.
come out.
our allies
Vezi
There's
has
so
to be
much
careful with
burst.
Managlar, is quite low. And it looks like Walder, no. Walder's not going to be sniped, but instead Uvafa gets sniped while Greed is too busy microing Walder back. Good plays by Vezi there, manages to snipe out a Nazgul, putting the hero balance a bit back in favor of good. And losing Malv and losing Uvafa, not quite. But Walder does end up being taken out,
From Minaglar again.
being low from the last engagement, but Vezi does have to trade Minaglar for Hwaldar. I think that's relatively even, especially since
So you just can't get a
gets
break
above.
with Minaglar this series. You just can't keep him alive.
Yeah, Hwaldar is a lot of Evilman's buys though, so Greed's risk of becoming like scaling out of control late game like he did last game is going to be a lot lower now.
Yeah, they need to get Chief and Dunn, and then they're really good.
Yeah.
in
Looks
that
like the
regard.
Fornos gas might be a little bit ill-advised though, with a
Oh, look
triple
at this
on
triple.
Fornos and Malvagil dead.
Oh,
It's
but
going
that
to be
force
very
field,
difficult
can you
to
get someone else? No, he
defend
can't.
this. The Chieftain Dunlin is actually rushing forwards kind of greedily here. Where are the Arbs to defend? We have Austere and
There they
the
come.
Huntmaster here to defend, but oh, V-Man's Arb is down in Western Gondor, so he can't actually help. That's kind of rough.
Our allies
Yeah,
I
the
think they
Fornos
realize
gas
that and
might
they
be a
spend
bit
it.
of a mistake in this case then.
Oh,
Looks like they're going to
handling
go
this push
for,
so
again,
well.
ADF carry late game.
As long as they just don't lose their hero balls defending Fornos.
Are they
like,
trying to...
in this case, I would honestly.
no, Arvelik's dead. Arvelik's dead. There's no
Oh
way.
my god.
Is there a way? Is there a way?
Oh, no,
Oh my
good
god,
shot.
the
Good,
trade!
good,
The
good,
trade! Wait, is Arvelik dying? Is Arvelik dying? Oh my god, he actually
Oh
gets
my
that! He
God.
actually gets that! Pro
No, that's
plays
wild.
from Ain't Bad. Holy crap, that was calculated.
That was really impressive. Holy shit.
ADF goes for the Captain to guard tempo buy. It looks like he's going for the low cost options here instead of grabbing Frumgar, for example.
I think in this case it's right because you just need the instant damage because
Yeah.
North is moving really fast. You just need to get like up there or pushing through EM as fast as possible here. I would
Eastern
honestly, I
Rudar,
would,
by the way. He gets Forts of Eisen. Is he going for Marshall buy? Forts of Eisen's gas is also very strong, by the way. I also made a rapid
wait, that's
development
so
last
interesting.
match. That's a very interesting buy. He might be going for Marshall, which, I mean,
that was
it's a
intentional,
second
too.
storm. You get a second storm when you already have one, which is pretty strong. Oh wait, that
Was
might have
that
been a mistake.
intentional?
He was going here to clear. He might have accidentally bought it. But so
I have
I
a
would
hard time believing that.
yeah,
but,
even if
like,
you accidentally bought it, I would start upgrading to Fords because it's a fast upgrade with a very strong elite. And now he can get Marshall, I guess. Meanwhile, back at Fornos, Arp is kind of struggling to defend against Amar, especially with Arp. Oh, okay,
Oh my
Carpe
God.
narrowly escapes with his life. 33 HP left, or 34.
Honestly, it's fine if Fornos dies. You just need
Oh,
to like. I would
huge,
start upping N on here.
huge. Misty Mountains Arp gets sniped by Zero while down here. That's a massive boon for good. That means Misty Mountains is kind of stuck north now. So he has to defend Scaffold now, I suppose.
Oh, and Elves
Once
is
they
here now.
force away Dino Bear in this push, he's gone for the rest of the game from Arfana, unless he takes a really long rotate over by walking.
Oh, a healer, dead healer up north, but I think that was by Misty, so Misty's down in healer.
Nice.
And Lost
Alright,
off. Okay,
Lost
so that's
off
just
finally
enough for
comes
him.
out.
Carthane at 60 HP, oh my gosh. If he needs to heal Carthane, please. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Korea actually does a kind of different thing where they tend to, or at least in the first game at least, the Amar actually cleared Fornos from the bottom instead of the top. But in this case, Shalom was attacking from the top, so Lossoff will be able to hold him off for a bit longer.
Yeah, it's kind of a different philosophy. Like, do you think you're going to be able to just frontal push Arthidane in just like a 2v1? Because
Yeah.
then you can actually just get it from the bottom. But if it's 2v2, you do want to be from the top side, generally.
No, he's
Yeah,
not.
it's all kind
He's
of
not
variable.
gassing forwards. This puts me in pain. The elite's so good. I buffed it,
You need to buff him more, you know.
and it's a fast upgrade. It's rapid development. It's 60 seconds less. Why no
I
upgrade?
think
Why
he,
no
just, he
upgrade?
wants to get Lamb, I think.
Yeah, I know. It's still like he probably just doesn't know, and also like even then it's kind of
Hey,
arguable
wait.
whether you swap your forwards or if you just keep gassing Lamb. Oh, never mind. Let's go.
Oh! I think that was intentional then. I think he did
Yeah.
that.
Oh yeah, I made it give 3 units as well. It's a very strong spawn now, tempo wise. I still don't think it's like viable because like it's a spawn at the end of the day, but you know. And yeah, rapid development, 180 seconds.
It's not bad at all.
We might be seeing a Marshall
Well, I mean,
buy later on,
Sarah-
actually. Greed's up here again, trying
Wow,
to go
he-
for... Oh!
Oh!
Chief
No,
of the
no,
Lost
no.
Up does not get traded out. If Malvagil was alive there, I think Warhill would have died.
I'm just fascinated that he decided to up Fornost again here. I don't really agree
Yeah.
with it. I think he
Yeah,
should
Fornos
be
is definitely
Ice Bay.
dead soon. I would have swapped over to Forachel to try and get the
Yeah.
levels on
Yeah,
Lost Up
yeah.
before it dies. But
Yeah,
yeah,
well,
I
it's
don't,
just gonna
I don't
die
think
here.
this
Like,
is living.
but
Frost is
it's
gone.
kind
That's
of
a very
it's
early
minor.
Frost
It's a minor
episode.
issue. Yeah, I wouldn't
Yeah,
waste
not
the
enough
master
help from
either.
Elves. Elf was kind of busy taking out Enderwife instead. Mortimer actually
he
goes
got
down
Mortimer.
for that though.
Ooh.
Aimbad is trading very
I guess that
efficiently.
works.
Like he is dying, but he is dying efficiently. He's trading very well.
Oh, Hills,
Hardly
no.
still alive.
Alright, so he's upping Evandim instead of Fortchill here. Which is-
Interesting. I mean,
I'm
at
not
the end of
sure.
the day, like even if you were to get the levels on the Chief of the Lost off, that you're also down a ton of mass. So.
No, this is true.
So
And you might
it
actually
might
keep
actually
those
be
alive.
worth it. Like, as long as you pay attention to the chief so he doesn't die immediately, it's fine. But he doesn't get the HP from levels while the heroes he will be fighting will be scaling, so it's gonna be pretty rough.
Yeah, I guess V-Man, can we do an ARB check, Larry?
Arb check?
Or just see where everyone's ARBs are?
Yeah, V-Man's
Okay, so
stuck
there's-
back at West Gondor. It looks like they're going to try and leave West Gondor alive this game. I just wanna see
think
Marshall
that's
get
probably
bought.
a good play.
Marshall being bought
I
would
know,
be
so
really
do I.
fun.
I think he'd actually be good in this situation because they're down a
Yeah,
lot
like
of burst for
ADF is going to be the carry, and yeah, Fortune probably would have died, so I think it was the right play, to be honest, to not up Fortune.
You're right, you're right.
Well,
I
it
was a
would have
little
been the
optimistic.
right play to up it earlier, but now that Fornos is dead, there's no point.
So there's a Ganondar. Alright, so they're really doing a north play here.
Yeah, North play
It
here.
kind of makes sense.
This
with
is a
the
more
Del-
standard
Deadlock
game, I suppose.
And everything. Yeah,
Meanwhile,
absolutely.
Western
This is
Gondor's
gonna-
just going ham. Most of Evilman's already dead. There's only Eastern RotWK left.
Yeah, this is really just kind of very typical.
Yeah,
you
we
know,
might be seeing the. Oh no, Walter's dead, so he can't actually light hash. Reed does not have a lot of options this game.
Greed is in pain right now. He's down a couple heroes. And down important heroes too. He can't get the blue wizards. He can't get
Yeah.
his north spawns either. And they're going north, so it's not like he can dominate Rudar.
Yeah,
or
he
anything
can't
like
get
that.
Artigor. I guess Will of Sauron is his only real choice.
Yeah, it's really rough. And he's kind of locked out of killing Gondor. He doesn't have enough mass to push it by himself anymore. So he's in trouble.
Meanwhile, though, Anuminas is dying early. Like, Arf did die early this game, so they've kind of traded an early EM
just
kill
flank,
for an
though.
early
They're not
Arf kill.
Our allies' base is
Not enough room.
Nope,
Oh,
they're going for the
this
Scaffa kill, and Scaffa's upgrading, so the attack is not active.
So honestly, I really support that feature. I think that's a great feature.
being attacked.
Scav doesn't attack when being upped.
Yeah, it's most spawns. It's not just Scaffa, but Scaffa's the only real significant one that has an attack. Last Bridge does it as well. Coldfells now does it. And
Our allies are being
Bastion
attacked.
does as well.
Our allies' base
Loft?
is under attack.
Loft actually doesn't. Loft, that's like a unique feature of Loft. Like, I made it
Yeah, sure.
specifically not keep attacking, because like you have to buy it, so like if it
Yeah, it wouldn't
stop
make a lot
all
of sense.
upgrading, it's like kind of bad value.
Our allies are being
Looks like Greed is moving his ARB down to the Fisher Place area for some reason. Is he gonna buy Fisherman?
Our allies' base is under attack.
I think he's just hiding it there.
Our
ADF
allies
sending
are
a
being
party
attacked.
emo. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to indicate.
So
Yeah,
this
Ice
is the
Bait does
fishing
die,
with
by the way.
upgrade.
Our allies are being
Lon Dyer
attacked.
goes down. And is
Our
he
allies' base is under
trying to
attack.
get the spawn, or no? It looks like he just has his ARB down here. Meanwhile, in the north, Cream Brulee keeps attacking Evandim, trying to clear it out. Arf is not here. I think he's just trying to.
Our allies
Where is
are
Arf?
being attacked. Our
Is he
allies'
up here?
base is
No.
under attack.
Oh, speaking of which, ADF is actually taking out Scaffa. Doesn't actually lose a lot of HP for that either.
Yeah, Misty didn't target there. So,
Yeah. Yeah, Scaffa goes down. Max Scaffa, by the way. This is why you don't max Scaffa against good players.
I think this is looking really good for good.
Let's
actually.
go, Marshall buy for good. Kamul
my
gets
God,
traded
look
for
at that.
Carfing. Ain't bad, despite kind of dying early without a lot of help here. Is trading so effectively. He's gotten so many hero snipes. And he's traded so many times in good ways. Very
This looks
strong,
really
very
good
strong.
for. This looks really strong for good right now. They have, EM is just completely dead.
Yeah.
This is, and South is just full on.
Allies' base
Red is still going.
Like, despite it
Elves is
being
so
super
strong.
late for them, they're still playing super sharp. And now Marshall's
Yeah.
out, so White has 2 storms for anti-mass and a pretty tanky melee hero at that. 12 armor, decent speed, 2000 HP. Good's just dominating right now.
allies are being attacked.
And Greed did force a recall by Zero there to defend Pin of Galen, but
Our allies
it's
are
just
being
like
attacked.
Fuck you, man.
Zero can just 1v1 him easily now.
This also looks like a very good card line consolidation game. Even
Yeah, also
Blunder
true.
and
Allies are
Even
being
though
Last
Miniglar's
pitch.
dead, that's true.
yeah,
Our allies
the amount of mass that you will get from that, it's ridiculous.
The Ford's money, or the Ford's mass is actually putting in work. Look at the officer's whip.
our allies
Very
are
nice
being
splash damage.
More range?
attacked.
They need more
Allies
range,
are
you know.
being attacked.
Okay, it does look like Numinas is going to go down. Ain't Bad is still kind of in pain. He's done very, very well. He's done a lot better than he needs to have done. But again, he's on 1 spawn now. Actually, no, he still has M on Soul. And the gas on that was recently buffed, so it's not a terrible choice.
They can get hills like this push. I think they're kind of still okay.
Well,
It
Ain't
feels
Bad's
really
heroes are
slow.
actually kind of comparable to Amar's. It's a
Right,
3v3.
you're wrong. And no Kamul is so bad.
Yeah, no Kamul is terrible.
Oh my God,
And
the flank, the
V-Man's in
flank, the
here
flank.
to respond, so yeah, that denies the Evandim kill. Dynabear using the
really
last
like
of his
special on
fire
Tharbad.
drakes on a attack on Tharbad. Tries to go in for the special transport, but lacks the DPS for that. I don't think he actually got Nazgul yet. Why does it not work
yeah.
this time? Wait, it was working yesterday. I'm so confused. Whatever. ADF is now starting to just grind money. I think they're so ahead that ADF feels comfortable just wasting a little bit of time and just grinding money to get even more
I
heroes.
just don't agree with this. I think this is just so inoptimal, but it's fine.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fine. Like, they're ahead. It's like, it's still not a
Yeah,
good
no, it's gonna
choice,
be
but it's
fine.
like acceptable. It's not like throwing if you're ahead and you're doing that.
No, not at all. No.
I
It
also
looks
feel
like they're
that at
funding
this
card for
point-
something. Is he trying to get Lord Tharbad? No, he's getting Austin to heal.
Oh,
That's very good.
I mean, the strategic value of it isn't even that strong anymore. Like, what is the 7v500 really worth it at that point?
I don't know. I
Keep
feel
going,
like
Veil's
they
mid
really
laner.
don't seem to like the good hero buy options. You know, even last game they didn't buy Mithrandir the entire game.
Yeah, they didn't get
Oh.
Gandalf, no Treebeard, only Iwind.
I think they just really do like spawns and bases and positioning,
Yeah,
which I think is fair.
it's. I think it was in the play last game, specifically last game. And,
Oh, Corhill!
20 HP.
And gone! Oh my god!
Dang. Corhill
Oh,
gets
Corhill
taken
dies.
out? Where?
Oh, and Mootlord might die too.
Corhill, yeah, he's gone. Moot Lord is not gone, but
Probably for the.
Master
the
lives with
landing.
27
Master.
HP. Gladden also goes down, so that's another hero for Western Gondor. He is stacked right now.
Gondor is just so strong right now.
He's getting so much.
Alright, so like I predicted earlier,
Oh.
he gets fishing camp.
Fishing
I'm not
village.
really sure why, but like,
Yeah, I don't know about that, but it's not bad.
Is this Will of Sauron also? Hmm.
maybe. No Kamul though.
So, can we do a hero check?
Oh, damn,
Guys,
they
who
do
still
that
has
twice.
what?
So Zero has lost nothing. Harp has lost Malvagil and is up Chief of Loss off. I don't think Elves has lost anything, and then Carlo lost Minaglar. Meanwhile, Amar is down Morgamir and Kamul. MM hasn't lost anything, I think, but I don't think they have Nazgul
Yeah.
either. And
So it's
Greed has
Gondor's
lost
still full.
Walder Khan, Nazgul.
This looks like a right game, you know.
Yeah. I mean, that would be funny. That'd be very funny, because Elves did get Caradan.
Look at this push on. This is a
I
pretty
haven't seen
important base
Twins in
because this is
forever.
maxed.
That'd be fun to see out. But yeah, look at this double push on Eastern Rudar. Like,
Oh, Greed just has no damage anymore.
We just can't
Yeah, he-
respond. I mean, Amon Soul is
They're
gonna go
going on
down,
Soul.
supposedly. But no,
I'd like to
Red
see him
is here
helping.
to defend. Witch King,
Oh.
I don't think that was a pin. He could have gone through, but he recalls anyways.
Yeah, I think you just get scared once you see the force field.
And
You
yeah,
just don't want to test
ADF
that.
is coming down to this one push down a fishing camp. I'm not really sure why Greed bought that. Maybe just
Yeah,
as a
I thought
distraction.
this was. It might just be a distraction.
It's not OP, Sam.
Easter Rudar died, so I do feel like Angmar defending that would have been good value, just to keep it alive. Amon Soul isn't that even really that good.
Mirkwood's gone at the
It is
very
what it is.
least, but V-Man's not going for Mirkwood. I think Rivendell will be really funny to see right now. It's like, I don't really think it's ever...
I don't think it's bad
Actually-
in this situation, actually.
I mean,
I think it's actually good.
Actually, yeah, it's a
great.
very efficient spawn. You get a melee hero, an Arb, and a spawn for 3750.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
twins here are actually not bad either.
There's like
in all
no
seriousness.
threat to it. Actually, a riding hero would be actually really strong.
Well, I mean, it's
Like,
never
they see
like,
the
awesome,
MM rotate
but-
down here. And oh, he's just
There
trying
we
to
go.
buy Pondo. So that's the first buy. Why did he not get... Oh, wait, no,
don't
because
know.
Nazgul, MM did buy Nazgul. He lost Uvafel earlier. That's why.
Oh, you're right about that. I thought that
He's
was,
just grabbing both blue
things.
wizards, so it looks like they're going to be funding Misty Mountains for the full carry, and he's going to get Amon Loha while he's here.
Well, Fishing Village is dead, so no more Will of Sauron invocation. Sad.
Did he go Vile?
Did he? No, he didn't.
Oh, he did not. Okay.
I've yet to see
Trying to see
the evil high pass, yeah, in RotWK.
Yeah, I think it's.
I have.
It's situational.
I've actually done it twice. It's pretty fun.
Alright, they're continuing to
high
just
pass?
fund Western Gondor.
It looks like they're gonna continue the full clear of the random turrets.
It looks like Amon Soul is
Yeah.
finally gonna fall though, so Arf, despite playing very well, is now spawnless, so he's a bit sad. But Bree,
Bree is always here.
Bree. But yeah, no, probably not. I think just Rivendell into Twins would really secure the game. That would just make sure that Evil cannot recover. Or like even just stealing or returning or both. Actually,
This
I
is a
would say
really,
returning
really
is more
high-quality
valuable
game
here.
now.
Since the main guard is dead, so one of the hero buffs just isn't relevant.
Yeah.
Very high quality series. These teams are, you can just tell that they're very good.
Alright, be right back. I'm doing a call.
This is a big
hello?
fight right now. Oh my, alright, so
No,
Oracle's
the
pretty
ma-
low.
The mask is
Oracle's
going to
low.
make difference.
对对，那个我今天晚上已经有 plan 了呢，没
Alive,
法出去。
right?
那个我们真的没事儿，那个我们已经有
And that's what I
饭
said, oh my
了
god.
我都准备好了。
Dramatic. Alright. This is like a...
那不用，真的没
The
事。
issue
他
is
本
that
来今天
Gondor
晚
is
上
just
我有东
full
西要
health.
做。
So it's really Misty versus, you know, full health elves, full health Gondor, and I just don't know if they can really
我
do
有
that.
像 projects 和东西。
Angmar still has a lot of
对，
spawns,
事情。
but the issue is that he can't just take fights against both
What
of
do
them.
you mean?
And they're gonna get outmassed sooner rather than later. Fact is, they can't really defend anywhere
真
either.
的，而
Scotland's
且我的
dead.
弟弟
They're just in trouble. I don't know.
太麻烦了，我也不要麻烦。
They can
真的
see,
不
like,
需
if
要
Gondor
不需要
stayed here and tried to take a fight, it's entirely possible. He loses like 2 or 3 heroes, just gets grabbed.
那不需要。
Outside of that,
我们
I
真的
don't
不
really
需要
see.
那个，
I
我
don't
们
really
已
see it
经
happening.
饭都准备好。
Yeah, the mask is just...
And this is kind of
好，
the
谢
thing, like,
谢
you
谢
know,
您，谢谢您。
Evil is the one getting flanked here. It's not the other
星
way
期
around.
星期二回家。
But Misty is
Yeah.
coming in from the right side of Gondor, and he's gonna. Oh, he's trying
谢
to
谢，
grab
可是
someone. Let's see who he
不需
clicked
要。
on.
OK， 谢谢。
Oh no, he didn't. He backed off.
拜拜。
He could get captain here, I think, if he just committed. I think he needs to commit to a fight in this situation. This is about as good terrain as you're gonna get.
No, the
Ah,
Yeah, I'm back.
nice. He's a little scared of the fight right now.
I
What
mean,
I
he's getting
missed?
sandwich.
Oh, are they pushing Orthanc?
Oh yeah, Greed is
Yeah,
actually
he is.
doing
He
the
wants Orthanc.
recall in on Orphanc.
This
He
is
did
good, though,
strip
just to
all the
keep an arm
cannons,
here.
so he could just like repeatedly annoy Zero and force him to
Oh
come
no,
back.
he noticed his orb. There you go, he
Yes,
recalled.
they are.
But like honestly, at this point, I feel like the play is to just kind of ignore Orphanc and get more damage done, like killing Ice Ruin or Gobbo Town.
Yeah, well,
and Moore's
I'm not
dying
sure
would
what
be
he's trying to
very
do.
strong.
It is just having EM be so crippled so early is just really rough. Like we saw how
Yeah.
much damage EM did last game when they're strong and alive, and the Koreans did pivot quite well just to making sure that didn't happen again.
Yeah, like they let EM die early to kill Arf early, but like Ain't Bad did so many good trades that he made
That's
it
so
really
true.
not worth it for them. Ramsburg
He
goes
also
down
didn't
for
die that
0,
slow. He didn't die that fast.
Oh, and
Ramsburg.
again,
so he
Ramsburg.
double gasses Gladden again. It looks like he's
this
not really
situation,
going
huh?
for his inners much this game.
He has an interesting perspective towards West Gondor.
He
It's
has
very
the
very
whole-
interesting the way he plays
I
it.
mean, that's just
Yeah.
another hero on his already massive hero ball. He has 2 melee
It's
heroes
just
off.
spamming heroes.
Like,
Surprised
has
he doesn't wanna
Carlin
get
actually
Mithrin,
bought
dude.
anything, or is he just like full funding?
I think he's just full funding in this
Yeah, it's
situation.
just Gualfa, I think. That was it.
I think that's. Oh, Barrow. Oh wow, that's actually kind of important.
So
Someone could
Framsburg
keep that
might
alive, that'd be
get
good.
1 push. I mean, Misty Mountains is still very strong here.
Oh, that's a vulnerable Arb. Well, I don't really think that's going to get grabbed. But they're pushing Etten, I
But
believe.
that's an
from the
interesting
bottom.
force field to drop there. But yeah, I don't
Pushing
think
Etten
Barrows is
opens
actually
up
going to
Ink.
live here.
It's
Or
all
main
the
spawn,
yeah,
Barrows
no,
is
they're
actually
gonna
really
get
easy
it.
to push once it's exposed.
They're probably going to get it, but there's John Death is getting low. It's still. Wow,
Yeah.
that was close.
They got it. Unfortunate.
Alright, so they're
Ain't
pushing
Bad just
Etten
didn't
Morris,
have
I
enough
believe,
hero
during
power
this.
to defend it.
And also from the right side on this.
I don't know if Framsburg was to play there. Like, I guess they did get Fram to be fair. But that also
Yeah, they're just
indicates
big
that
believers in
Gladden
the-
is fully maxed, so they can deny 2 gas there by killing it. And they can attack it
They're
from the
just-
top.
They love buying bases, the Koreans. They just love it.
Although you do get Fram with it, so that makes it pretty well.
Misty's still full health. Misty could definitely,
Yeah.
like, Misty can kill hero balls. If
Yeah,
someone
like
takes a
if
bad
Misty
fight. That's
gets a
entirely
good hero
possible.
ball kill, Evil is back in the game. But against
Well-
ADF with his huge hero balls, that's gonna be easier said than done.
Yeah, the issue is that he kind of needs to just clear one without losing anything of his own, which I just don't really see happening.
Yeah.
And even then, like, just positionally, they're just being stuck here defending the north. It's just not great. It's not what you want.
Reem is full funding Evil Min. I'm not really sure why. Are they going for
Are they
Orphan?
trying to get Sharku or what here? What can
I
they
mean,
buy?
that's not even worth it at that point. Like, Orphan just
No,
dies
it's really
immediately.
not. This is gonna die immediately.
Our allies are being attacked.
Give
Like,
Gondor
ADF
more
is
turrets
just
to farm. Oh,
too
and is
strong.
that
You can
Eden?
one push it very easily. That just like delays a push from Western Gondor.
This Elves keeps leaving spawns like a quarter of a second before they die. They really bit him last game with Gunda. But
Yeah, they
happened
got
again with
Orphan.
Eden.
That's an interesting one. I guess it does clear a
Yeah, it
bunch of
was Orphan.
cannons, and maybe snipes. No, it does not snipe that transport.
And is that War Pit or is that just an upgrade? Can you click on it?
The what?
I think that's.
Oh,
is
that's
that,
War
yeah, that's
Pit.
War Pit. So
Are they
it's
trying to
Sharku.
get-
Okay.
Oh, okay. ADF actually loses his ARB up here, so he's gonna lose his 2
Oh,
gases
wow.
in
That's a-
Gladden,
that's a
and
big
maybe
deal.
lose the gases in Framsburg. Yeah, this is why,
So-
like,
Do they kill this fast enough? I think they might deny it. Don't I think? Oh,
oh,
Lord.
Fram, no!
Fram too. Gotcha Hill. All right, they're trying to deny Sharku right now.
Yeah, they're trying
That's
to
what
deny
do.
Sharku.
So they're on a timer, and basically when this finishes, he can immediately buy Sharku.
Yeah, but that's like Sharku
So-
for 10k. Like, Orphank is gonna die immediately, so it's basically just buying
Sharku is
for
really
10K.
Sharku can be really strong. Oh, can they get it? Can they deny this? The freeze
no way.
actually.
Red's in here as
Oh,
well.
I think they're
He
gonna
ha-
get
he
it.
has to defend it 20 more seconds, and the
Oh,
freeze
that's so
actually
long. And
paused
he
as well.
can't lose a hero here. And now at this point, even if he buys it, Sharku
10,
might just die once he
9.
spawns.
Oh, but they're clearing the cannons first. They're clearing cannons first. 4, 3, 2. No, not quite.
Oh, good deny. Wow, that's just a wasted play there. But they
Yeah.
got the ARB for it. The West Gondor ARB in the north.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
was
not bad.
distracting West Gondor, so that's true. I don't think that was intended though. Goblin count goes down.
Greed is really dead, but given that he's dead, he's doing a lot of good work.
Gladden's
This
very
is like-
vulnerable now, so that's 2 gas that they can eliminate. A bunch of the outer cannons on Framsburg are also very low.
Oh man, just all of the West Gondor inners
Yeah.
are still alive.
It
That's
seems
just
that like
really
going
rough.
Framsburg is a bad idea if you're not committed east. Like Merc was already dead, so it's going to be really difficult to actually defend this one.
Yeah.
It was kind of just
Okay,
getting
you're
Fram,
going-
but Fram melee demi heroes, they're kind of weak.
So Evil is actually like good has really let up the pressure a lot. So
Yeah,
Evil
yeah.
is really
Evil
pushing-
has a
you just
bit of
killed Barrow,
initiative
killed
here.
Orthanc. Like killing Barrow was huge. They're actually opening up Tharbad. They can get this, I think.
Yeah, like
And if they could get
Arnor
Mid
might
too,
be
they're-
dead soon,
yeah, they're
actually.
back in it, I think. Honestly.
they
Getting
should have
Barrow-
right. No, Good should have
Getting
righted
Barrow-
a while ago. They had such a good opportunity for it, but at this point,
I
I don't
honestly,
think it's
I
safe
actually do
anymore.
think it was. I do think it was actually the play. in
Yeah,
all
it was definitely
seriousness.
the play.
I know,
Like,
I know
it's
it's
so
kind of a
efficient.
meme.
Extra ARB,
Yeah.
extra hero.
The extra
Gilgalad
arm,
Company, which
almost
is
by
really
itself,
cool.
I think is makes it really good in this situation. Just
Like-
because Elves is really the only one who can rotate around to keep everyone alive at this stage. And the extra ARB would, keep Arrow alive. It would keep these guys alive and it'd keep Tharbad alive.
Yeah, Ace
It's
Ruin is
just
gonna
so
go
useful.
down
Because they can't really fight Elves Ball just by itself right now.
Yeah.
Elves is just
though.
super strong.
Framberg is gonna go down, so that's kind of a lot of money wasted. Like with that money, they could have gotten Ride, Twins, and maybe even Return Knowledge.
Well, I'm not sure that much more. But yes, you got some of it.
Well, yeah, since they've been funding, they've been funding White all game. Like for the price of Rovanian
Sure.
and Frankfurt, they could have gotten like that whole package of heroes and Rivendell.
Yeah, I just think they just aren't even really considering Ride at this
Yeah.
point.
Unfortunate. Ride is always super fun. Oh, very nice snipe by Vezi.
Oh.
Very cool, very cool. I think that's
The game is
2
just-
ARBs now that
so
he
it's
sniped.
up in the air, honestly. Like the Evil's just doing such a good job of just not.
I wouldn't
like,
really say it's
just
up in the
making
air. I would say
plays even when they're kind of pinned.
yeah. It's like they're doing a good enough job, but Western
Oh.
Gondor is just scaling so hard, and Elves is kind of uncontested. It's just like,
No, you're not wrong.
Amon Lahad does go
They're just not getting
down,
rolled.
but still.
Oh, Uglai and Graham.
Ugalai
Yeah.
and Graham,
They're rough.
and defeat.
Oh my god,
from
thing is,
Raiding Camp.
he can't even fight just Gondor by himself anymore. And that's when you know you're in trouble.
Yeah.
When Angmar can't fight Gondor. Like, oh man. It's not what you want to see. I do really wish they would just take some fights here. Because some of these heroes are, 3/4 HP. I think you can actually snap one and just hope that they're busy or they don't see. Because you need to make some plays at
I
this
mean, you're
point,
also
think.
gonna super overexpose yourself. Yeah, just like that. Like it just got vaporized. That was
Well, I
like
don't think you should be attacking Dun.
8
Dun was
heroes
at,
on
like, a
this
quarter
plus
HP.
2 on Cardalin. That was like instant. And yeah,
I can
didn't
do
and is that Is that Rally? Yeah, he just got Rally as well. Yeah, they're just like
bad.
full funding Western
he got
Condor for
Rally.
some reason. ADF just carried too.
Oh, that was a
carrying too
really
hard.
bad series of trades. They lost Dunchief, they lost a Gondar.
Oh, and it looks like Ain't Bad is gonna
Rally just showed
snipe
up.
a
They're gonna lose an
Arb
ARB here.
Greed.
Wait, is it? What is happening? Okay.
Well, now Greed is stuck on North.
That was rough.
The last two spawns are Aimar and Gundabad, just like last game, but Good's in a whole lot of a better situation in this case.
Yeah, you just have a full health Gondor, and that's like the fundamental difference from last game, right?
Yeah,
It's just
and also like
Gondor is just
Evilman's
killing
dead,
it.
whereas last game Greed was definitely not dead.
No,
Our allies
not at all. Yeah, Greed, the dead EM and the healthy Gondor is the major difference.
Yeah. I mean, Arf is not a carry this game. Like, Ain't Bad isn't carrying,
No.
but he still has a good hero ball that's like doing a lot of. He like paid for himself as he was dying.
They need to get an ARB into Gondor. Like that's.
allies' base is
I don't know if they have an ARB to do that with, but killing Tharbad at this
Misty
stage,
Mountains is not
no.
strong enough to even solo pushes. Like, he does have both.
Oh,
blue
do you
wizards,
think
but
that
that's
Misty
like
just
it.
can't even push Gondor just by themselves?
Like, Gundabad Mass alone is not going to be enough.
Yeah, it's possible.
Like, unless
We need
ADF
to
like
get more
throws
masters
his
sometime.
entire hero ball somehow, I think Evil just wins here. I mean, loses here.
our allies' base is under attack.
And yeah, ADF is
No.
now going for Gundabad from the top. Do they even have the money for collapse? I think he just wins his engagement even. Like, proc the invulnerability on Alatar quickly.
You might honestly.
Oh, Alatar doesn't have almost.
Alatar's invulnerability
Ooh.
expired at just the right spot. Alatar, yeah, floats ult.
Alatar
Wait,
again.
okay.
Oh wow, yeah, that's also right back.
Yeah, Alatar's gone. Alatar lived a lot longer than he should have, honestly. And then
they
Vezi
just
heals
recommend.
Valkyria just to. I feel like that was just BM. Like, that was not a good use of money.
Yeah, I'm not sure that's a good use of money. It is what it is.
Yeah, that was just BM at that point.
I think they're really feeling themselves right now. They're quite confident.
Yeah. And more rally as well. Like, Vezi. Like, I think ADF actually just solos the game, even if, like, everyone else just instantly drop dead.
Yeah, it's
Mounted
Elves
Archers
too.
and
I think.
Harlingen.
What has Elves lost?
He
Has
got
Elves lost any
Harlingen,
heroes?
but not Ride. That's, like, so painful. I want to see Ride. Ride would be so fun.
I wear the star.
I mean, I feel like if you're memeing, you gotta commit, right? Don't you?
Await.
I maintain that I think earlier it was the correct play. I actually maintain.
Yeah,
that.
it is definitely the correct play. Like, it's Ride is kind of bad because it's just like slow and the prerequisites are kind of meh. But he already bought Cardan, and like the
Once you
risk
have
is
Asa,
non-existent.
once you have Dun dead, once you have like Barra still alive, you have the hero advantage. If they want to take the fight for Glorfindel, I think you take it. Like it's
Yeah.
fine. You
Like-
probably win and kill them all.
Allies are being attacked.
Oh, V-Man
Oh, wow.
actually grabs.
Oh no, he
Greed.
recalled the
What is
other
Greed
barb
doing?
here.
Yeah, now he's stuck north completely.
Yeah,
now.
Greed's now stuck north. Unless he manages to smuggle it all
Smugger's
the way
getting hit.
along the east.
That's a big fight.
Alando
Palando.
somehow doesn't die. Pinup
Or
Galen
Pennant,
goes
though.
down.
That's huge. But then
Palando
he
does
needs to be
not go
really
back
careful.
in. Okay.
Yeah, he probably should
Okay, the
retreat
mass
now.
disadvantage is still pretty stark for ADF, so he still can't like solo it. He has to be
Rally
careful.
is coming though, right? They're on a clock. Like,
Yeah, they're on
like
a clock
Rally
for
is
sure.
on the way.
Are being attacked.
EM special
The
transport goes
longer this
down. Yeah, he
goes,
was
the
trying to
worse it
go
gets.
towards the east, like I said, but
Our
like
allies are being attacked.
V-Man caught him lacking.
The issue is, like, they just can't really leave. Because if they leave, then just Plains or Gunda dies, and then that really is game over.
Our allies
So they're kind of pinned.
attacked.
And
Another Arb?
Misty Mountains Arb goes down.
Yeah, Elves. Oh, Glorfindel got
Glorfindel,
left, though.
Glorfindel.
He's fast as hell.
Yeah,
he's fine.
he's fine.
He also got like 2k HP. No, he's a tanky boy.
Attacked.
He's all good.
Name's T-Bone. Chuck T-Bone.
So Greed just has Moot Lord. That's really tough.
Yeah. I mean, he always has Emissary if Moot Lord dies, but he's also like running Moot Lord in half HP.
Our allies are being
Yeah, I really do feel like you can. All right, so there's Merc. Oh,
Merc
Moot
would.
Lord, no! Don't lose it. In that situation.
He recalled a bit
Could
early.
have gotten him too.
If he like recalled
Oh,
only
gosh.
the heroes and not the mass would have gone to kill afterwards.
I think he could have just killed it. I don't think he was really in danger of dying there either.
Maybe. Wait. Nice. Carlin comes in and gates him. Emissary
All right.
pod.
Well, I think he just wanted to get Car, but he just couldn't admit it to himself. All right, this is like, I do feel like Misty just needs to win this fight. They need to take
Misty
this
needs
fight, and
to
they just
do
need to win this,
something,
and they need to hope that Angmar can hold.
Like, one of the KRs needs to just disconnect suddenly in the middle of a fight and lose all their heroes.
There's Kelly, maybe? Oh my god.
You know? Like,
No,
he's
Smaug
losing all his
and
mass.
Smaug and
and
Palando are so
Friend
low.
will
I think
chase
he got the lock on Smaug.
Rip
Yeah.
Smaug.
Russian Smaug.
And then he
is-
misses the recall on Grey Goblin, but doesn't lose him. Okay. Hobbit's out for Ain't Bad. Are we seeing the
Once
Stores? Oh,
Gondor
that's a
comes, you need
better
to
meme
leave.
than Right at the very least. Stores.
Stores is like super meta. What are you talking about?
But okay, we say it's a
guess
meme,
Stores
but
is my
honestly,
first
it's like
buy every
strong
time.
enough to like still be viable. I wouldn't say it's ideal, of course, but like Stores isn't like
No,
terrible.
Stores
People
isn't-
who say
Stores isn't
Hobbits
bad.
are
I see
bad
people will get it.
just
Semi
like
seriously.
need to pull Hobbits back more.
Oh, Gondor is just so strong. Like, yeah, it's just tough.
It looks like Cream's going for a final push on Austin at heel.
Our ally
Like, look,
That's
all
a
the
lot of
turrets are
Mountain
still
Giants
here.
at the
Like,
very
what's he gonna
least.
do? Like, he's just gonna like poke at it. Just gonna clear the outside turrets while they're busy
Yeah,
killing
this is a
Angmar.
bad
That's not
choke for him to
valid.
push. I would not push this choke
This is
of all
horrible.
places.
Oh no. Oh no.
Like, yeah, you
Hold
don't
the
want to
Mountain
push into a
Giants.
choke like that. That's like really bad.
It's like he
He
killed
just
a
lost
turret
all his
during
stacked
that.
Mountain
Like,
Giants for nothing, and he also doesn't
he
actually have
just
Mountain
lost like 10
Training.
Mountain Giants to kill a turret. Like, oh no.
our allies
At the same
Why
time,
do they
killing a
not
volcano.
buy
He-
Mountain Training? Like, Giant Training is so good late game.
our allies are being attacked.
Yeah, look at all that mass that he just kind of threw away. He's only on one spawn, so that's like not insignificant.
Our allies' base is under attack.
What was that? Okay, that was just a Witch King death.
Allies are being attacked.
Oof.
Our allies' base
That's just tough.
Yeah.
I think they're just kind of they're
They
zoning
mentally
out. I
tap
think
out.
they're kind of
This
just
is it.
accepting their defeat at
This
this
is
stage.
the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they
Three
have no room
factions
to retreat
conversion on
to.
Angmar. Western Gondor knocking on the back.
being attacked.
What an incredible match by these two teams, though. Just
Yeah.
like really well played by all of them.
Yeah,
I
what a
think this is the
shutdown
first match
for...
that went to the third game too.
Yeah,
It's
we
really
got to the
impressive.
third game. A very,
Really well
very
done.
close second game too. Holy crap! It got to
The
1
second game
hour.
was actually one of the best I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was
So
very
they should be really
interesting.
proud of how they played. All the players did really well. Oh, that's Argalib dead. Oh no, he's not. Okay.
Not like 25 HP.
I think they thought he was gonna die too. Funny. Yeah, no, they're losing both at the same time. They can't defend. It's over,
Yeah, it's
unfortunately.
over.
Rally
been
is
over for a
full
while,
up.
to be honest.
Just this is brutal. It's full rally.
Almost
You know,
level 10
Elves is still
Marshall.
going. Almost level 10 Marshall. That's the real carry of this game.
2500. That's like comparable
Oh,
to
that's
Witch King.
planes. That's just well played by these teams, though.
Yeah, well
you know,
played.
and I
Yeah,
think
Gunna
Shalom
gets
should be
dive,
really proud of
GG.
how they did.
Well played, well played. All right, game one, or the first semifinal bracket game of the tournament goes to the KRA team. 2-1. Shalom has been eliminated.